make that special intro today because we are all celebrating. Everyone, if you have a baby Yoda, shake it up.
Child abuse.
We're all like really happy, obviously, and also some of us are a lot of drunk.
A little. Some of us.
A little lotta.
We're trying to get there.
We're almost there, yeah.
Drink up.
Yeah. So,
I have zero booze.
Bree, what are you doing?
I'll drink for you, Bree. It's fine.
Okay, cool. Just drink for me.
Take another drink.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Candace of the Geeky Waffle. Let's just go across in order. Brian, you're next.
Hello, I am Brian from Pink Milk. It's a good day to celebrate, people. It's a good day to celebrate.
Hi, I am Goose from Pride of the Forest, and I am also having an extremely good day. So hopefully everyone else enjoys this show.
Yes. I'm Maggie. I'm from Let's Talk About Star Wars and the Star Wars Friends Show, and I'm feeling like I'm celebrating on Endor right now with you guys.
I'm Connor. I'm from the Nerd Academy podcast, and I'm pretty pumped for the first time in a long time. I'm pretty just freaking
like
pumped.
4 years, Connor?
I'd say 4 or 5 years. A lot has changed. I've done a lot of soul searching over the past week, which has felt like a month. So that's good.
Bree?
Hi, I'm Bree from the Geeky Waffle, and feeling good. Danced to that whole intro.
Me too.
That was a great intro.
It is a rave.
Yeah.
It's a party tonight for the next 4 years. It's a party.
I'm Alberto from the Radio Rebellion podcast, a Star Wars podcast. Yeah, that's it. That's the name of my show. So, like everyone, having a nice change of pace finally. And I think I gotta hire you to do the intros to my show because I've been doing them for over a year and can't compare to those intros. So,
yeah, we don't even have an intro, so it's just
No. It's one of my things.
Candace is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm Arzu from thegeekywaffle.com and from Beyond the Blast Doors Live. And though I live in Canada, I have been drinking all afternoon. So please.
Yes, yub nub to you all.
Yub nub. Yub nub.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah, so oh my god, thoughts are hard right now. So, okay, first up, I just want to say that Maggie and I have been vindicated by this episode.
We have.
I just want to say, this guy, we've been saying for months, what a little a-hole he is. Have we not? We've been reporting, and then we get like hate mail, and then we get hacked by him
And sued.
Video. Oh my god, he's trying to talk back already.
he's just
To
being
be
a
fair,
kid.
he doesn't know much better, and he's seen a lot of stuff. I mean, he was with the
He's seen a
Empire.
lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and like lots of violence, so it's not his fault.
I got my Yoda.
Nature versus nurture. We can talk about that.
So I'm gonna think inside of Yoda. Yeah.
And Mando is a little violent.
A little bit.
Okay, so I'm surprised. I didn't think we were gonna still be on Tatooine in this episode.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought we'd be elsewhere too.
Don't.
Yeah,
I
makes
thought
sense.
he was going to be in like space, just
Yeah.
going
Me too.
wherever. So to be honest,
Which is okay because we met Dr. Mandible, so that's always fantastic.
indeed,
Yeah.
Sometimes
There you go. There he is.
oh, I love him.
Embrace that weirdness. This episode was,
Oh, yeah.
if you like weird Star Wars,
Yep.
this was it.
But more Amy Sedaris, so I was excited about that.
Same. I
That was
love
cool.
her.
Yeah.
I love her.
I did not expect that she would come back as often as
Yep.
she has lately.
Oh,
That she
I
was going to be
know.
like a
It's
one and
exciting.
done type of side character, but it's great. to see
So
more
I've been.
consistent people
I
here.
Sometimes I feel like I'm Twitter's #1 like Tatooine fans. I'm always down to stay on Tatooine, and then I was very excited. Like Pelimato's like amazing, and our little Ellen Ripley now has Newt. Like Newt made it, and now Newt is about to be a mom. I'm so excited.
No.
Don't say I have a gut feel. That's how you jinx it. Joking, Lord.
Candace.
I'm paranoid. Okay, something super cute. I just have to say.
Oh, I know.
Oh, when he waddles to. Oh,
Yep.
That
There were a
was
couple of
the
scenes like that. Yeah.
There's
Oh
three.
my God.
There's 3 waddle scurrying.
That's how I
Yep.
felt running into the arms of Joe Biden today.
same, Maggie, same.
So I have
So many
like
Rebels vibes.
very,
Mhm.
very, very real feelings about that moment with Baby Yoda. Like it is so. We're just gonna get deep real quick on here, but like yes, it's totally adorable and it's wonderful and amazing. But like I absolutely love this episode. I am like an Ahsoka Stano through and through. She's my favorite character, but our little queer Mando is becoming like a very much like I feel like that is me on Star Wars for the first time I've ever seen it. And if you listen to our podcast, you know, because I talk about it about every 30 seconds, like I already am here. We have adopted 3 children through the foster system. So I like my relationship with Baby Yoda is like super personal about this little baby who has lived through trauma and the reactions. At probably about 4:15 in the morning when I was watching this episode yesterday and again today, I like lose it because I feel like that is the moment that they were really a clan of 2 and Baby Yoda finally looked to Mando not just as a caretaker but as a daddy, and I heard him say daddy for the first time. I know that feeling of a child who calls you by the first name for a long time and then says daddy, and I was just like a wreck because I'm thinking, you know, Baby Yoda's seen that life so many times, probably. Who knows how many times he's been held up, you know, with a knife to his throat, and his caretakers probably left. They left. And this was the first time that a caretaker stayed. And I'm just like, so yes, it's cute. The little run is so cute, but there is so much in that cute adorableness. I was a wreck.
Right?
Well, that
I was
moment
like,
when he
I
like
had the first
cuddles.
time today.
I know, like that moment when he cuddles into his leg when they're laying there. I was just like, you can. It's like finally like the father-son bonding that we've been dying for.
And you know, like Mando is touch-starved too.
Yes.
Yep.
He's been alone for so long, and he wants a family. He obviously wants a
Yep.
family because that's what Mandalorians are all about.
Mm-hmm.
And like in the Mando culture, like children are precious.
Mm-hmm.
They are like everything.
And those connections, and it's so interesting to see, like a very like I don't know, like macho kind of seeming like character be so paternal,
Soft.
and it's like, so soft.
I'm glad they decided to soften him up. He was just, if he had stayed as stoic as he was in season 1, like it wouldn't be much interest going forward. But this softening with the family aspect is what I'm really liking about the new season.
It's so adorable.
Character growth.
Yep.
Exactly.
I feel it's interesting because even though like I think Baby Yoda is there in terms of like his relationship with Mando, I still feel that Mando's not quite there yet emotionally.
He's getting there. He's getting
With
there.
Yoda, I mean, Baby Yoda, I feel like he's like he feels like, you know, he's been quested to take care of him, and like he feels like he has responsibility for it, and he's warming up to Baby Yoda, but I don't think he's still there in terms of like his paternal responsibility, which is I think was the genius of this episode with having like, you know, Frog Lady and then the spiders, because obviously it's that duality of like the, you know, the parental desire, right?
Yes.
And that instinct. So like he's not quite there, but he's getting
there. I feel like we're like 2 episodes away from like true like.
Papa Mando.
Yeah, he's a new father. I've been there. I've been with my kids doing what Baby Yoda was doing. This was a full-on parenting episode, like Brian was saying. Yeah, he's getting there, but yeah, everything that happened, that's a new parent goes through. That is how you deal with them, and that's how we all hope when we have children that we have that instant love and connection with them. Sometimes it takes a little bit, and this is why what Mando is going through. But yeah, this kid, I know people are bashing on him, but come on, I fed my kids in Walmart when they were 1 or 2 years old. You look away for a second and they're chomping on a ceramic candle and you got to stole that. No, that's not for eating. So I get that feeling. I know where he's coming from. So I give him a pass for trying to eat everything because that's what kids do. And that's the way Mando reacts to the way that us parents react.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, there has to be some symbolism with the eating of those eggs. Because, I mean, he did it too often for it to just be like a
I
gag.
know.
And you know, at the end too, he was like,
eat like 1 or 2.
You know
But
what's
no.
so What's so funny is the fact that like one of the first things we saw the child eat was a frog. Now he's eating frog.
Right, yeah.
It's like he really likes amphibian.
Yep.
And Din told him,
Yeah.
he's like, put it down, and he's like, swallow.
Yeah.
I know.
And then burps.
Man,
Yeah, you burped
I
again.
think-
Technically did put it down.
I think to go back to, I think it was either Brian or Alberto or Gus's point, maybe all three, I can't remember. But just like Baby Yoda, I think the one interesting thing I realized about him for me in my season 1 rewatch is not only is he just a really cool, like, it's just like he's the third member of Yoda's species, and it's like, oh wow, that's really cool galaxy, like, you know, the sort of galaxy level of the story. But the more micro level part of the story is the fact that he's used so effectively as a vehicle to unearth Din's humanity and this sort of secret fatherhood he never knew he had in him, which I just, I love it so much.
It was so awesome. Last week's episode was so much about chapter 9 was so much about like the armor and the outside and what that represented to the world outside. And then this episode was so quiet and what makes the armor is that, you know, I think is so much of what this whole show right now is about identity. And what is identity? Is it the outside and how the world views you, or is it what's inside and you're projecting out of that kind of thing? And I think this episode really played into what's underneath his helmet, and it was really beautiful. It was really awesome.
To quote my favorite character, it's similar to having a lightsaber isn't what makes you a Jedi.
Yeah.
Yep. 100 billion %.
And
Which is something that I think has been. Oh, sorry. Keep going.
Oh, go ahead. No, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say like this. I think like on the Twitterverse, like lots of people and like even like some friends of mine that I've talked to about the episode after we watched it, like they haven't particularly been too
Fans of it?
kind to
Right,
it
I was
because they've been like it's like a side quest, and even though it's like, well, every episode technically is a side quest, and it's just like, well, I mean, and it's something that Phil Shostak, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, had done a tweet about also. Which
Yes,
is like, well, I mean, sometimes like episodes can be like introspective and not have been like bombastic like chapter 9 was, and like just because it doesn't tie necessarily into the main arc of the show doesn't mean that it's not going to pay off eventually. Which is like chapter 6. Lots of people are like, well, chapter 6, you know, with the prisoners, it's just like, what's going on here? This is not tying into the main thing. Like, got the payoff today when, like, you know, when we got Dave Filoni and oh my god, I forgot the other pilot's name. And Carson come in and be like, hey, we saw what happened with you when you did this, and your good actions, you know, karma's coming back to you. And like Mando is the thing that Mando has to learn, that, you know, your life of being a bounty hunter and negativity wasn't coming back to you tenfold as like the good deeds that you're doing now. So like, you know, he's on that journey and it'll pay off. So these side quests are as important, if not more important than, you know, the main quest that he has been quested by the armor.
Yeah.
Speaking of chapter 6, another character from there made a comeback, Zero, Richard
Zero.
Iode. I was super excited about that because I love him.
Yep.
Oh, something I just want to say really quick about Dave. Look at his droid. It's like a chopper, like the same.
I know.
Oh.
Mm.
There's so much I didn't notice in this episode.
And the helmet,
It didn't help. I watched this while half asleep. So.
Oh, no.
Like I woke up at 8:30 and I'm like, I feel awake. Let's watch this episode before spoilers come in. And then I started to watch it, and like this is not demeaning the quality of the episode at all because I thought it was really solid. I was just like, wow, I'm getting tired. Wow, I'm missing a lot.
I took my lunch break and I was eating eggs.
Oh,
I am so
You
envious
monster.
of 8:55
Wow.
or 8:30. For me to watch this show before work, my alarm goes off at 3:55 a.m.
oh no.
Oh darn.
I'm very envious.
That is
Very
one
true,
advantage of
very
this
true,
of the
Lauren,
pandemic
very
and working from
true.
home.
Yeah.
I can just watch it while working. It's like,
Remember the space whales, people?
Purgle baby. I need to rewatch
Ended up
Rebels.
being huge.
Okay, also another really quick thing. This is just in the first 2 episodes in general. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I said this on my recording of my podcast today that I had earlier. The action in season 2 so far just seems to be just overall better than in season 1. I don't know what it is.
It's
But
really
like the framing or just whatever, it's just so much more
Grandiose. Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
that
grandiose.
they said that they had hired one of the stunt coordinators or something from one of the action movies on Netflix with Chris Hemsworth to be second unit director or something. And a lot of the speculation was it was for all those action scenes. So looks like it paid off.
For sure.
All right.
I don't know why it had to be spider-like creatures, but you know.
Ugh.
Okay, I see you, Jared. I love it, dude. I love it.
What's up, buddy?
I gotta agree also with Lauren talking about the Rebels vibe. I had the same feeling. Usually when we think about it, oh, it's Clone Wars, but no, this felt a lot like a Rebels episode where, yeah, we have the main quest or the main story arc, but they have to stop that. They have to help someone in need, which is what Rebels did so great. And in the end, it's going to help. And like you, Connor, were saying about, oh, it's a filler. No, this arc isn't even over. It's going to carry on to the next episode. So saying that this episode was a filler, it's not even over yet. So let's keep going.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's really no filler episode. You might like it or not, but there's always a reason behind it.
There is always. I would not be surprised if the first shot of the next episode is literally the first shot of the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the trailer so far has been just like mostly the first episode and now the second one. So now we know that like all those scenes that everyone thought was like Camino or Moncala are the planet
or my dumb
the husband is.
Or me just saying, "Oh, this is Ilum,"
I know.
Yeah.
and then
We
not
all
being
know
Ilum,
Everybody.
and then I feel like such a clown.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
every single theory was wrong.
No,
I'm willing to bet they did that on purpose. They wanted us to speculate so that when they do this sort of side stuff, then
Although
it's
I
not
have
something
heard
you
it.
can be like, I called it. They're like,
Yeah.
no.
So all the
'Cause I
stars cry.
Yeah.
from fans, it's Maldo Cress.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
that's kind of cool.
You're the only one who liked the spider.
Mr. Rez. You're
No.
The
the
spiders were
Right.
kind
No,
of cool.
no.
I mean, they're
Spider
cool,
Verse.
but I just
They're
personally
finally
am
are.
terrified.
They were
Yeah.
scary as heck, but they were cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so I probably, hopefully, maybe like a lot of other people, and so I'm not super lame, but I just assumed they were what are they called, like Kurdex or something like that from Rebels.
Rebels.
Krynax.
Yeah.
Krynax.
They
So
look
again-
just
Yeah.
like them.
Yeah, they
I
were.
know, but then
they were-
Are they, though?
Phil Sozak. Someone asked him,
Yeah.
and Phil said that they're new, but based on the same
The
design.
same Ralph McQuarrie.
Yeah.
drawing. Yeah.
So I was like, I feel like it was that Entertainment Weekly article that came out like a week or two before the show premiered. But Jon Favreau was talking about how excited he was to use the volume because for season 1, they spent so much of their budget on just developing the technology. And now this season, they've been able to like explore what the technology can actually do. Because you're right, Connor. Like this show, it looks so good. Just that shot when he's walking into Tatooine for the first time.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like,
It looks like they're in the desert.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was like,
I can't believe it. Like when I'm staring at that, I'm like, they're outside, and I'm like, they're not outside.
yep.
And it
I
breaks
keep
my
forgetting
little
the
film
volume
brain.
exists.
Yes.
Yep.
It
Whenever
feels
I
way more
watch Mando,
expansive. Yeah.
whenever I watch Mando, I keep forgetting it exists. And when I found out, I was like, "There's no way."
It's
There's
so
no-
surreal. Like I'm used to like watching TV shows that are like set in studios, and you can always tell like a street scene that's been shot in a studio rather than that. And you can't tell. It's so seamless. It's
It
perfect.
really is.
George Lucas is proud of this.
Mhm.
I know that for a fact.
Or
He's probably
jealous,
like-
because
he's
I
probably
imagine that's
like,
what he
"Look at
wanted
that."
for Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, and he didn't get there.
This guy.
Just
I
imagine
remember-
if
Like this much,
Like,
yeah,
Imagine
exactly.
if we had the volume for the prequels.
They would have
you
been.
imagine
They would have. The quality would have been
Well,
incredible.
thank you, prequels, for letting us have the volume now. Because if it was not
Yeah,
for you,
sure.
we would not have you now.
Yeah.
That is true.
So
That is very true.
Mando could run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. I remember when Clone Wars season 3 came and that Night Sister arc was like, the mid season break kind of thing. I love Clone Wars, and I was lucky enough, I don't remember how I got it. I got to see that arc like in a movie theater somehow, like a few weeks before it came out. It was really epic. It was very awesome. And I remember sitting there going, and I was just got like so emotional out of my pure excitement. There's how much bigger Clone Wars looked after that. Like they like the streets in Coruscant and stuff are like filled with cars. All of a sudden, you go back to those season 1. There's like 1 or 2 little cars floating by. If this is only chapter 10. like I can't imagine what chapter 15 or chapter 20 is going to look like with the show. Like as they just learn more, it's so.
Can we
can't
talk
wait.
also about like how Mando he's not taking his helmet off, but he's become more expressive. And
Yes.
the way he
Yeah.
moves and the way he, like,
There's a lot to that with Pedro being in the suit.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when he's like, when Peli says like, "Oh, I just met her like 5 minutes ago," or something like that. It's like that you just like you feel like
There's so much more like he's.
Yeah.
There's such a
Body
difference
language.
between him and Brendan, and like Brendan's a fantastic actor, but like there's a difference in their body language, and you can tell when they're swapped out.
Well, it's interesting because I compare it in a way with like V for Vendetta and like seeing, Hugo Weaving act as V and like he's on a mask all the time. But you can still, because of his physicality, you can still feel that emotional projection that he's doing behind that mask that really translates on the screen. So I think it's the same thing. Like you're saying with Pedro being like under the mask now for most of these scenes. Not to say that like the acting was necessarily bad in season 1, but when you get someone like Pedro Pascal, exactly, it adds so much more weight.
I think it's also just Mando being more emotional in general, or just being more open, because this guy came into his heart and opened it.
And he's doing more annoying things, which makes Mando react in better ways.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you're mentioning like the filler episode, and that this one was quieter, but I think there was so much unspoken, underlying like meanings throughout this whole episode that just the silence helped it communicate so much, especially between the frog lady and Mando. It actually was so interesting to watch that.
Which I wonder why they didn't name her. I think they're hiding something with her.
I think that's really
because Dr. Mandible has a name. Why wouldn't Frog Lady have a name?
Right.
Well, the thing is that
Palpatine.
last week,
Please, no.
Skywalker.
She's a failed Palpatine clone.
He's a failed.
I'm going to say the wrong species.
I would actually love that now that you said it that way.
But the guy last week.
Palpatine. I wouldn't call it a failed clone. It's an improved clone.
An improved clone,
An improved clone, yes. Well,
What did Palpatine just have like a Groupon for cloning? Like,
I mean, the comics do kind of
He's had
suggest
nothing to
it,
do
so
for 30
yeah.
years. That's all he's doing.
I can't blame him.
But also it's funny, or like you were saying, Brie, that there's meanings in the silence and all that stuff. But Goose, you mentioned it earlier with the spiders, because we're in this journey of saving not the species or the spawn of Frog Lady. It's the last of her kind, of her breeding with her husband. But then we're seeing Mando and everyone killing all the spider babies for these spider mom or dad, which is just sitting there living. Now all of her brood is being killed. Basically the same thing that Mando's trying to do with Frog Lady, saving her and her species.
True.
He's then killing everyone on the other side, which I'm just living on my cave. You're the one who crashed here because you want to ping the X-Wings and give yourself up. But again, it's surface level if you want, but if you start digging into it, then there's good and bad on both sides.
I think I speak for everyone when I say I would die for Frog Lady.
We were talking about Pedro Pascal and the performance. Think about
and Misty Rosas did the performance for.
I do know about that. I didn't know T. Bradley Baker did the.
Yeah,
it's incredible! Wow.
Yep. Yeah, but you think about Misty Rosas and what she's bringing between Kuil and now Frog Lady. They were two such different characters. Like, it is so amazing. Like, she needs to just work all the time with Star Wars.
She's incredible.
Yeah,
like I can't even wrap my head around. She's so good at creating like very different characters with her body, and like non-humanoid, aliens are so difficult. And that's something I really love about Mandalorian, is that they're bringing in so many alien species, which I'm a sucker for alien species. And I felt like that was one of the worst parts of the sequel trilogy, being like a very bare minimum of aliens that are introduced. Yeah. And so the fact that Mando is going so hard with like alien species and seeing them even in the background.
Yeah.
But not just that, but giving them dimension, because like you're gonna like the prequels had like a bunch of aliens, but they were like, side characters. But here they have motivations and they're people.
They're not raising them just out of set pieces for sure.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, guys,
Well-
I want your honest opinions. Okay, who do we blame for this?
Baby Yoda.
I blame people not putting child locks on very
Right?
important cabinets.
Oh no, Gus is gone.
Oh, he's back.
I
refill.
insulted him. I insulted him.
You're
Baby Yoda.
carrying the last of your kind on this carry-on, and you don't put a child's lock or a safety, at least a combination lock.
Well, I was
Just
like
open it.
interested why she didn't have it with her in the cockpit.
Why did she
before.
just, like,
Yeah, like why
Dump
didn't?
it.
Yeah, okay.
Because she trusted Mando. She didn't know she had like some carnivorous beast there.
Look at this face.
Exactly.
And did you notice, like, as soon as
He
she
used the
comes
Force.
out, he starts like eyeballing those eggs,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
right from the
He was
start.
just like, ooh.
He's like,
Well, and he also uses the Force to bring him toward him. I don't know, like that.
Yeah.
wait. He saw her and he thought, I'm going to end that woman's
Yeah.
species.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
gosh.
I
It was like
I'm
that
about to-
meme.
and I,
I'm
I
about
was
to
like-
end this woman's whole career.
Hold
It's like
on.
that meme of the
Which-
guy
which
behind
is-
that tree trunk. Just
Which is
waiting.
why I'm confused about this whole thing, because like they're really building this whole thing up of like fulfilling this woman's need to like preserve her species, but then they like have Baby Yoda eat her species and like really dwindling her chances of success to keep it going. So I'm like, oh, there has to be some either symbolism or payoff in next episode for like why Baby Yoda's doing what he's doing, because it can't just be by chance.
He might just be an asshole.
Or that
Well,
might just
I
be
mean,
the answer.
Say anything
Yoda
to
in the
him.
prequels wasn't
Like,
that
does she
great
know?
either, so
This is
But okay, yeah, it's hard.
Fighting words. Those are.
Oh no, I agree 1,000,000,000.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no.
I was so confused. Okay, but they were unfertilized eggs, so that's one thing. Two, how much does Baby Yoda need to eat? He is like this small. Where does it all go?
That's still
One of those
doesn't
eggs is like
excuse
1/5
any
of
of
them.
it.
It's mostly
As-
water.
Growing boy. Man
As the father to 3 young growing boys, I can tell you food goes somewhere because it keeps going in.
Yeah.
Sadly, I know when it comes out, but but because one day they're 8 and the next day they're 11 and grew 2 feet tall and look 18 years older than they did the day before. So that's where all the food goes.
Bree, you have new friends.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta agree there.
Perfect.
Tiernan is my favorite, just so we all know. I'm putting that out there. She's my foundling. I found her at the beginning of March.
So, God, did we cover? What comments? Maggie, Brains, you're supposed to co-host this with me.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say I texted you earlier when I first started watching it, and I was like, "Is Baby Yoda trying to eat this frog's eggs?" Like,
The answer is yes.
Yes.
which is yes, and it was so. It's really interesting. Either he knows that the frog is like secretly evil. Maybe it's a new evil Jar Jar thing.
Bree, answer
Frog Lady Palpatine.
Palpatine,
Yeah, she's a Palpatine.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like they all are.
I
Except for
thought when he was
that
like,
frog
touching
lady
it,
is not evil.
I thought he was touching it because he was like, "Oh, babies like me, so cute," you know.
And then he was like,
Then he ate.
No, he even after Mando said no, because remember in the hot pool, he was just like, don't do it. And at the end, he was like, "Bitch, I saved one."
Like, only do one. Yeah.
the worst thing to do as a parent is to tell your child not to do something and then turn your back, because they will find an alternative, and that alternative will be putting a spider baby in its mouth.
You told me I couldn't eat it with my right hand. This is my left hand.
It's different now.
No,
Genius if you think about it.
Not an egg, it's a spider.
Yeah, I texted Maggie and I was like, "I tell my dog no once, and he listens. My dog is smarter than Baby Yoda." I just
Bucky is so much smarter than Baby Yoda.
So can we speculate responsibly for a second?
Go for it.
Yes.
Because I feel there's something really weird and creepy if the egg eating is just played for a joke for all the reasons we've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
discussing.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed.
We know, and I'm also going to just put it here because I feel the need to say it everywhere I am, that hashtag it's Cad Bane at the end of chapter 5. And so
I I freaking wish.
No, don't do
Yeah.
that. Don't do that to me. I just got my Black Series Cat Bane. Don't do that to me. No.
He is
It's
So-
enough with Boba Fett. I
the
can't.
best
I
bounty
can't.
hunter
On
out
Tatooine.
there.
Everybody can't be on Tatooine.
No, but so here's
It's
the
for all
deal.
hot
Does
dogs.
Cat Bane have spurs though?
Yes.
He's a gunslinger.
Oh.
Cad Bane is a gunslinger, like through and through.
I love
So-
him. I love
And
him.
the
I have no
reason
idea
I-
what we're talking about.
Cad Bane's amazing. You'll love him when he's on later
All
this
right,
season.
cool.
I can't. I can't.
He
I
is-
can't.
So, but we had it was it the
Boba Fett's
chapter
better
2
than
or
Boba
3. Like you hear Flava Flav, the client, like saying, "Hey, did you get the extraction? Now we have a clone, so clearly they're doing something, right?" Well, we've seen force sensitive babies being kidnapped and stolen for force purposes before. There was one bounty hunter that was involved with that before. It was Cad Bane.
Yeah.
Do we think there's any sort way, shape, or form that these amphibious creature unfertilized eggs could somehow be used
Holy shit.
to pull Baby Yoda DNA and fertilize these eggs with Baby Yoda DNA and create some whacked out force thing to help create Palpatine later going forward?
Palpatine
Oh, for
Yoda.
sure. I
Maggie,
think that's kind of what
I'm
they're
too drunk
building
for
up
this
for.
conversation.
Maggie,
Yes.
remember what you promised me you would tell everybody?
Oh no. Okay, so I can't tell you. No, it's not scoop. It's a hilarious comment that somebody might have made while I was watching this, and I only watch this with my mom. But hypothetically, my mother might have said this. She was like, "What if Din has to fertilize the eggs?" And I have not known peace since.
You know there's gonna be fake
That's
of
just
that.
wrong.
You know there's gonna be fake of that.
Not known peace yet.
And then Maggie told me, and then I said, everybody else needs to know because everybody else does not deserve peace either.
I'm just
Not
gonna
a-
pretend I didn't hear that.
Didn't hear that.
Hey, it's
Every day.
not nearly as bad as the joke I made about the eggs, which is only found in DMs. So you have to ask for the joke.
Yeah, that was. It was.
Hey, get your phone ready.
Brian's like, forget it. I'll just get my stuff.
Bye.
Okay, so my theory about the egg eating and the way Baby Yoda just keeps looking at all this violence is that maybe Baby Yoda's going evil. Not quite evil, but he's going down a bad path. And
I mean, that's a pretty fair conclusion to make.
Yeah, especially with today's episode.
He's a baby. They're gonna make bad decisions. I don't think as bad as eating the line of a species that's gonna be that is trying to not go extinct. But
You know, like
we've all made bad decisions as babies, and our parents can attest to it.
Candace.
Din just
Hmm.
has to deal with more terrible decisions in the meanwhile.
Candace, what you just said about Baby Yoda, all I could think of was Padme's line, the "I don't know you anymore, Anakin. You're breaking my heart. You're going down a path.
You're breaking my heart, Annie.
Say to him,
Baby Yoda, you're going down a path I can't follow."
Oh, that's beautiful.
Hey, but it makes sense, right? Especially with today's episode when you got like the frog lady's eggs that are, kept in like warm water and are being protected by, someone that's loving and caring, that's looking for peace. And then like you contrast it with the cave metaphor, and they're in the cold, in the dark with the cold eggs of the spiders that are just aggressive and they're, attacking Mando and Baby Yoda and frog lady. It's like the two eggs serving different functions in different environments. So it's kind of that duality that Baby Yoda has to choose from. So he's kind of eating those two possibilities, like the kind of nurturing, warm side that the frog lady is offering, and the cold, dark side that the cave and the spiders are giving him. So maybe that's what the ingestion is supposed to mean, like that duality of choice that Baby Yoda will, have to
what do you
deal with Mando.
I like
Why is
that.
it always
That's pretty solid.
Maybe he's keeping them safe. He doesn't think that
They're in
that carrying case is gonna hold for the whole journey. So I'm just gonna keep it in my belly.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
a good
he's not
environment
digesting
for the
it.
eggs, and then he'll just regurgitate them once they get to trash and give them to the father. Who knows?
Who will probably meet in the next
Cat
episode.
Bane.
Yeah.
Cat Bane again. Yeah.
Kevin is not the father.
new fic, new ship, Cat Bane / Frog Lady.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
I'm sure Cat
I'm
Bane's
waiting
back.
for Wattpad.
Oh, they're gonna do something.
Oh,
Someone's gonna watch this live stream
Good point.
and just be like, forget it. I'm making this.
Please,
You're gonna be mad.
God.
It's sad.
We will do a live reading of it if we do find it.
If.
Oh my God.
Oh,
When-
please talk about
when
it.
we
Yeah,
find
more like
it.
when.
This
I
one.
mean,
Damn it, he's eating everything.
He eats everything.
Or
He's a
this one, this one.
toddler. That's what
Yeah.
they do.
Yes.
The hammock.
okay, that was adorable.
Okay, can I just talk about how rank it has to be in there? He just got swallowed by a crate dragon, walked through the desert, super sweaty, and then just like jumps into his bunk, fully armored. Does he like Febreze up underward? Like what?
That is
what
the
happened?
way.
This is
yeah.
Because he can't take his.
This
he
is
can't
the way
take
of
his
the
helmet off in
Mandalorian
front of a
includes,
living being.
dirtying up everything.
I just love that he like jumps into the bunk and then he's like adjusting. I'm like, you are wearing Beskar. This is not gonna help.
Make you comfortable.
There's a pauldron cutting into your arm. Like
Yeah.
you can squirm however much you want, but
Maybe it's padded.
Honestly, this
it can't be
episode
that padded.
the 3 times that Den tried to take a nap, and the 4th time it worked or something. It's like one of those like he kept being like, "I'm sleeping."
Yeah, I can
Wait,
really
I'm
feel
out.
like 2020. Dan always wanted to take a nap, and then Baby Yoda always hungry. Those are my 2 modes this year.
That scene also hit as a parent to newborn children. He's taking a nap. I'm gonna take 5 minutes, and then you've knocked down for 2 hours. You're waking up by a loud sound. Your baby's nowhere near. Again, just flashbacks to 10 years ago. Where's my kid? Where's my kid? There's alarms going everywhere. And then they're hiding in the closet, eating something. Everything's fine. I just dozed off for it. Oh no, it's been 2 hours. So yeah, it's up again.
I mean, I
parenting-
felt that with
Baby to
babysitting.
They put the baby in the bed. Where did the baby go?
I was watching it thinking in like animation, they always sleep in their clothes, and you figure it's because like budgetary reasons. I'm like, no, that's just how people do it in Star Wars. Unless you're Anakin or Kylo, then you're shirtless, but everybody else just wears.
Padme has pajamas.
Whatever the outfit is.
Padme has pajamas.
That's true.
Padme
Okay.
has formal
But
pajamas.
otherwise-
that looks better than my prom dress.
Look, maybe I'm just saying I wanted to see him jump in the fresher.
You wanted to see him without some armor, Maggie.
I mean, we know that there's
Maggie's
a toilet.
right.
We don't know if there's a
Maggie's
shower.
right.
Eh.
That's not happening until Cobb Vanth comes back. Then he's
Then he's
Over
That,
there.
but that won't be on
Yeah.
Disney Plus. That might be on Hulu.
no. My little gay space daddies are going to go rescue all the force sensitive babies from all over the galaxy and live
Which
happily
leads me to ask: are we gonna see Cobb Vanth again?
I want
I
to.
hope
leave.
so.
Yeah.
That man, I don't simp for many men. He's
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
few.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I love
look
that
at
man.
He's great.
I'll agree. I'll agree in that. on that.
Timothy Oliphant can just straight up get it in the Mandalorian armor.
Okay, can I just point out how deeply unnecessary it was to have Cobb Vanth in the previously on for that long?
Right?
Like he didn't
I
need to
disagree.
be in there that
It's
long. I
always
feel like they
necessary.
read the room, they re-edited it, and then they
Right.
released it that way. I'm
Oh,
like,
no, they
you didn't
knew
need
from
to be
the
here,
start.
but I'm glad you are.
They knew from the start. They have seen
Oh,
this
yeah.
man.
Oh no, I think someone
Wait,
said on
again.
Twitter basically the
Again.
perfect description. He said like last weekend, this weekend has been a pretty amazing weekend. Seeing the Star Wars fandom want to get absolutely railed by Cobb Vanth.
I mean, it's not wrong.
They're not
www.ao3.com.
Right now, I'm sure somebody's like, so how can we make a Cobb Vanth TV show? Because clearly there is a demand.
They-
I did read a rumor that there's a
They-
Boba Fett limited series
There you go.
coming.
Yeah, that needs to be on a different channel. Like
They are boyfriends.
Skin
You
him
will
out.
see them together. You will not convince me otherwise.
Skinemax.
This episode also, like, unsurprisingly, gave me some JFO vibes, mainly because of the spiders.
also,
Yeah,
'cause
I
of
agree.
snowy ice walls.
Okay, well, sort of the Ice Planet too, but mainly the spiders.
Yeah, because
I got
as a
major
Jedi, I
alien
kill a lot
vibes
of
though.
spiders.
So many alien vibes, which I love.
Alien and
because
Harry
last
Potter.
week was-
Mm.
Last week was
Yes.
Tremors,
Yes.
and this week was Alien. So I was like, I'm here for the 80s and 90s vibes. Like, I know last year was like samurai movies and westerns, and now I feel like it's
Mhm.
80s and 90s horror films. So I cannot wait to see what's next.
Yeah, it felt very sci-fi, like old
Mhm.
school. And yes, Harry Potter, because
Yeah.
right away it was like, oh no,
Aragog
why are we
and-
following the spiders?
Yeah, who else immediately turned into Ron Weasley by accident? Like,
Oh, always. I turn into Ron Weasley when I see a tiny little spider. I I would probably just be dead. I just bury myself and hope for the best. I don't know.
I feel the same.
Are you guys ready for some Baby Yoda news?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so after this episode, Maggie and I were talking, and we're like, "What is up with like this guy's behavior?" And
He's terrible.
I know. So we finally figured it out. He is worried about being typecast.
He doesn't want to be cute anymore. Like,
Mm.
he's tired of the cute baby image.
He wants to be the bad boy?
He wants to be the bad boy. So he's
A
trying,
bad boy, you say?
Well,
trying
Oh,
to get a Brie, ew.
Breathe that right around.
Yeah, bad
Ours
artist,
is
bad
good.
Brie. Let me get a spray bottle.
kidding.
I worry about them both. I worry about their souls.
But he is 50, so
yeah. He's an older man. What are you talking about?
Ladies.
It's a
Middle
50-year-old bad boy. It's
I
fine.
mean, hey, there's
Hey, wait.
Oh, no.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Wait,
My eyes.
you all want a bad boy? I present you with
With the worst boy. I love it.
So he's trying to get a remake of Gremlins going.
he's trying so
I
hard. He's
love
got his
Gremlins.
agent. He's got his agent on top of it.
So does he want to play Gizmo though? Because he does know Gizmo only is a bad boy for a short period.
No, he wants to play both. He wants to do like Parent Trap style. You know.
Oh,
I was gonna say the Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
Or
He says he's versatile enough to play all the parts, like every single one.
so he
of the
says.
Gremlins.
okay.
I mean, his ego has been fed into. Just look on Twitter. Everyone's talking about him. He thinks that he's up there.
He
He
did
thinks
get
he has
Twitter
it.
Even
to,
Pedro Pascal knows that like it's the Baby Yoda show. Yeah.
Yeah.
and he got Twitter to like substitute hearts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right?
That is true.
Oh,
That is
that
true.
can't
His
help.
power is growing, and it's
Mhm.
kind of scary.
Got
Mhm.
its own hashtag. So yeah, I can see this definitely happening. I mean, everywhere the merch is crazy. Can you imagine like different versions of Baby Yoda as a gremlin?
No, I don't want to.
See, here's the thing though. As much as I love Gremlins, do we need another reboot of a classic horror movie? No.
Bree, you're gonna
But if
get
it's with
yourself
Baby
back.
Yoda.
Bree, stop talking. He can hear you. We know you're watching.
He's all knowing.
Well, you
He's
know
all
what? He
ears.
can know that I don't like reboots, and
You're gonna
bad
get
ones.
I
hacked.
heard my
Bree.
door
Trouble.
open and no one was there. It was my dog. I thought it was Baby Yoda.
Candace, he can hear you.
He sees you when you're sleeping.
Baby
Been bad.
Yoda's the new Santa Claus.
Hey, the new elf on the shelf. Baby Yoda.
On
I'm
the
sure
soda.
there's
Raise a
something
crest.
up.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yes, he has range. Stop trying to ruin his dreams, Bree.
No. I want him to live his dreams, obviously. But maybe I could just write him a film instead.
Oh,
There you go.
there you go.
He
the better option.
needs to make sure that he is not cute, that he causes a lot of trouble,
Got it.
that maybe he murders some people.
You got to give him a character arc, so that is a pretty good starting point that Candace is suggesting.
Shoot, he did it again,
True.
Maggie. He hacked you again? I told you to change your password.
I did. I want Baby Yoda 2020 and confuse him.
He is a world-class hacker.
This is its own horror story, really.
It is. Look. I'm one of you. There.
That's not going to help, Candace.
It's gonna
You're
help.
already on.
Oh no.
Wow.
Maggie got hacked again. But we haven't heard anything about her lawsuit with him.
No, that's kind of at a standstill right now,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I refuse to take down the tweet, so
Yeah. Standing by her gun. For whatever the
I feel like everyone needs to know he's a flasher.
Oh,
Like, do you saw the picture? Candace shared it. You've seen it.
We've all seen it.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Not
God.
again.
Facebook first. How did Facebook
He looks
start
so
this
proud.
thing?
He's so proud. He is a little streaker.
Hey, can someone tell Baby Yoda what just happened to someone who thought they could get away with anything anytime they wanted and people would love them regardless?
I've heard of this guy. Yeah, I heard he was.
He also likes to
What's his
sue
name
everyone.
again?
Likes to sue everyone, just like Baby Yoda.
Gonna get
Wait, who is
prosecuted
that?
by the
Have
New
I
York
seen
DA.
that hearing?
Oh, wait, but this was another thing. You know how we were talking about how he wants to be a bad boy?
Yeah.
Well, look what he did.
What?
Even full Harley
Wow.
Quinn.
He did something adorable on his face, at least. It's not completely like Harley Quinn, but yeah. There you go, Brie and Arzu. There's your bad boy.
I mean,
I think I might resign from liking Bad Boy.
yeah, I don't. I'm a good boy girl from here on out. I don't know how I feel about that tattoo.
That is.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, right
Like,
on our right. on our
That's-
Like,
face.
there's
his-
a respectful
that's
way
his
of
dad.
showing love to your surrogate dad, and then there's a wrong way that goes in the wrong category.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we're allowed to say during this broadcast, so like I will just keep most of it to myself. But I just think that that's
Go for
not
it.
entirely right.
Yeah, I have a very
Yeah.
NSFW thought about that.
Exactly.
His heart was in the right place.
Maggie,
the right
I feel like your Baby Yoda is cosplaying as that like as someone from like Atlantis or someone. He just reminds me of that old woman,
Yes.
right? Like, doesn't he? Okay.
This happened because everyone said they were concerned about him on the land speeder, and so I think it goggles and
He doesn't get sand in his hair in his eyes.
And
The
he
goggles help, but still, there's no seatbelt. That bag he's traveling 100 miles in, but
True.
and then went flying when he got juked.
He just bounced right back though. He must
You know-
have like rubber bones or something.
It may have been perceived as somewhat disrespectful, but Mando did just walk away from a whole pile of Beskar helmets. Do you think he could have grabbed one for his baby just in case he,
Tyranid.
Well, he could have asked the
Yeah.
armorer to make a little tiny helmet.
I
did
hope
I
he does
really
write
need
it
the
in
Mudhorn signet?
That's
This could be a
ironic.
little hat for my child.
Right,
Yeah.
Two of them.
He
I have-
needs a little hat.
I want to see him take the Boba Fett armor back to the armorer and have him have it be burnt down for Baby Yoda to have his own little
Child size, love it.
Do you think the armorer is gonna know whose armor that is though?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Maybe it depends on if
Mm.
there's enough knowledge between the different clans.
Yeah, and the clans, like his clan didn't know about Jedi. How did he? Oh, okay. One more thing about the episode itself. The New Republic says, "May the Force be with you," and he's like, "As with you," which is
And also
And
with
also
you.
with
I
you.
love that quote because
So meta.
here's the thing. When I was in college, because I graduated like in May, one of the campus ministry people, I would almost always talk Star Wars with. She had no idea. She really had no idea about Star Wars. I was literally the first person to show her any of the Star Wars movies. So almost every time I would say, "May the Force be with you," she would always say, "And also with you." So to have that in Star Wars canon is just
But I like how he said it
Perfect.
skeptically. Like I don't know what the fuck
Yeah,
he's
he's
saying.
like,
but
"Oh, what do I do?"
I don't know what I'm saying, but it's just like I've heard you guys say this, so I'm just saying it to see if it works.
He was so bad at lying. Can we talk about how a bounty hunter who has been working for probably at least 25 years?
Oh, this isn't working. Oh, it's not working. Oh, it's working now.
It's
Okay.
now.
It's
Yeah.
like, really, dude? Really?
Just trying to get out of a ticket. We've been there. Just trying to let your way out of a ticket.
Listen, if we were
I-
playing
what, I was
Among Us
going
with
that
him,
fast?
I would find him sus.
He was
dude,
sus. He was
would
sus.
Gray's
This
a little
guy was
suspect.
sus.
quickest imposter to get out.
That's why Filoni called him. I was like, this is the guy. This is
I like how
he's-
he's over to radio too.
yeah, it's like this is it.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know how. Well, I mean, we got into this last night in our live stream, but I mean, it's kind of like a little politically. But yeah, I mean that whole thing. I mean, honestly, Mandalorians are minorities in this. That is how this is set up.
Oh yeah.
And he was basically being pulled over for expired tags or a lack of tags,
Yeah.
and those X-wing gunners, wings went up real quick. Like
Yep.
Yeah, they
It-
did.
it was a little too real world for a moment, and then the police officers decided, okay, granted it worked out for our hero in this moment, but they were not working within the law. They were working outside of the law to make personal decisions, to do whatever they want. You know, it was like, you had my boy in blue's back, so we got your back now. But like, had it not gone that way, well, you know, like it was a little, it was very heavy.
They left him on the planet with a busted ship.
Yep.
And the baby.
And he was, you wanna
And unfertilized babies.
There was a lot of sus. There was a lot of sus there.
Well, it
I didn't put that together.
The Republic didn't last.
But it was just
The New
filler.
Republic was a
Thing.
mess from the start.
Right.
I will say that.
Exactly.
They just got off on the wrong foot, and it did not get better for the next
Yep.
30 years.
Yeah.
But that's like kind of how you were saying it got real world, and this one it also got real world last episode, which we talked about. Of just accepting, So they're really mirroring a lot of stuff in a subtle way, which is I really like.
Totally Star Wars.
Yeah.
Which is
Yeah.
Star Wars is
Exactly.
Star Wars isn't political at all.
Yep.
Like,
Oh no, not at
Politics in
all.
Star Wars, not at all.
Candace,
Yep.
I haven't shared my favorite screenshot yet.
I don't think I found it.
I thought I sent it to you.
What, Mando butt?
Yes.
I knew.
oh my gosh.
Oh,
Simple I am.
Oh wait,
is this when they're on
the
Ilum?
one I found.
Yeah.
He bends over.
Stop, Brian. Stop.
When did you send it?
Hang on, I have it.
He's still thinking about Cobb.
I'll send it.
Who isn't though?
I'm sorry. I should not have. Yeah.
Hang on.
Dude, it's Cobb Vanth. I can't blame you.
Yeah, I mean, I've never wanted to do cosplay, but once I saw Cap Vanth, I'm like, maybe it's time to start.
Okay, we'll have to share it somewhere else.
I have not felt this way in so long, but I was like a little like gay baby all over again last week. I've never had a shit before. That has never been my thing. But I'm like, oh my god, these are my little space daddies. I'm so excited.
I just need to.
I'm
cosplay
there. I can't do it.
I just still need to cosplay as Dr. Persian. A lot of people. And
Seriously?
I mean a lot.
You look like him.
I think Dr. Mandible's gonna be next year's Halloween costume, frankly.
Okay, has anybody like realized the like end joke of Dr. Mandible? Like why the ant?
Oh, because it's Peyton Reed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Because
love that.
why?
Peyton Reed, he directed
Peyton Reed was the
Ant-Man.
director, yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
The minute I saw his name
Going
pop
on
up, I'm like,
Twitter, and I
that's why
forgot.
there were so many bugs.
So many bugs. And the ant
Okay.
It all makes sense now.
I'm here for that. I am here. I still think that is a gaffe from Droid's cartoon, which is a way deep cut of a character. Kobach or something is the alien's names. I'm pretty sure that's what old Dr. Mandible is.
Oh, speaking of droids, I broke Arzi yesterday when I told her about Kybo Ren.
No.
She
Wait.
broke me so thoroughly at like 10:30 p.m. She's texting me this very bizarre man in really weird armor, and she's like, "This is where Kylo Ren comes from." I'm like, you can't do this to me. I'm too fragile for this.
No.
Okay, what's this referring to exactly? I'm way out of the
You don't
loop.
know about
This is
Kybo
the
Ren?
only Ren I
Oh.
recognize. Is this man right here? Okay.
You don't know about Kybo Ren?
Oh,
I do
Kylo
now.
Ren.
It's
Oh.
not
No,
a story the
no,
Jedi would want you
Kybo.
to know.
Kybo.
Kybo
From the
Ren.
droids, from
Yeah,
droids.
yeah, okay.
No!
Now,
No.
Candace. Candace.
Fu
That's
Manchu
what
vibes
Photoshop was
going on.
created for, right there.
Just to break me at 10 p.m. Like, no.
So droids was actually Brian. Do you want to tell us what droids were?
Droids, I'm probably the only one here old enough to remember watching them when they were actually on television. It was a great cartoon produced by the Canadian film company Nelvana. It followed C-3PO and R2-D2, got you, and as they were basically bought and sold from owner to owner, so we can do with that what we want, but it took place, before prequel times. So we got Boba Fett in Droids cartoons. We got early pod racing. We got an early Boonta Eve. We got, I kind of want to say this, but I also don't want to offend anybody. So we got a Kylo Ren-ish sort of character. There you go.
Very-ish. Very-ish.
Kylo Ren-ish.
Look at his midriff. He shouldn't have his midriff.
So
But he is wearing a helmet, so.
Yeah.
I don't. Can I just say this? Can I just say I will qualify it with I have a sick sense of humor, and I do not mean to offend anyone.
Do it.
That could have been the future. I've been married for a very long time. I have had children. I know what happens to bodies as they get older, and it's possible that could have been Kylo Ren as a guy.
Ben Solo walked through the world between worlds to the droid world and spent the
I
last
don't
20
allow
years
this.
and then just spread that way.
It's not
I mean,
canon.
I heart all Raylos. I'm here. I am here. I'm hashtag Ben Solo lives. Had he lived, maybe it's better that he went looking like he did, because had they had babies, that's kind of where we would have gotten.
He is rocking the crop top, though. You are right.
Okay, you know
Yeah.
what?
That's a theory.
Wait, Brian, with the doctor, the bug ant doctor, were you
Yes.
mentioning space ghost coast to coast?
I have Raylos in the house. They're very upset with me right now. I will deal with this
I was
later.
gonna say,
So
is that a
all
ghost?
of you
Is that
people
a
on the
ghost?
interwebs, Twitter, it's already come to me. You don't need to come at me. It's already happening IRL
The
right now.
child. The child has come for you.
Yeah, really. Oh
Mobilizing. We're making our thoughts
no. Is that
heard
what you're
tonight.
referencing? Like the praying mantis guy? I don't have any eggs as an offering. This is
Oh
bad.
my god.
Ben got low.
It's awful.
That's pretty good.
Maggie, I love your Padawan. Fantastic.
Brian.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I didn't know Baby Yoda was a Kylo stan.
You know what? Baby Yoda has some points. After all.
Oh my
Bad boy too. They're both bad boys now.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He's trying to. Oh, he's learning from Kylo. So maybe
Exactly.
he is going to the dark side. We've solved it.
We've had a flasher before. Oh, you want to force time me? Hey, peekaboo, here I am.
Also, can I just say, what if Baby Yoda is a failed Palpatine clone?
The one
oh my
god.
god.
Phil Palpatine.
No! No more Palpatine clones.
tired of Palpatine.
So is Palpatine doing the Jurassic Park thing where he's just like mixing his DNA with other species?
Oh my god, that's
to
why he
see-
needs the frog DNA, guys.
One of them has to take. One, it doesn't matter. Frog, Yoda.
So is BD Wong gonna be like in the show, like, oh, I'm the geneticist here. And
If BD Wong is in The Mandalorian, I will
Yeah.
die of happiness forevermore.
Yoda is his father. That's what it is.
okay, BD Wong is Dr.
Wong?
Pershing's boss. That's
Oh
it.
my god.
Sweet.
If
I'm in
BD
good
Wong
company.
is they're looking for him, and then he's like, and Frog Lady's here. Great, 2 for 1.
Here we go. Ray Skywalker, you're coming. You're coming soon.
We're building to it. We got
Oh my
a few
gosh,
trials.
yes.
Yeah.
Where's the mosquito? Because we also need a mosquito.
They got
Maybe the
Dr.
mosquito-
Mandible.
the Star Wars mosquito. There we
There you
go.
go.
Oh no, that's horrible.
Nah.
This got real dark real quick.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is no less plausible than half.
We
I wouldn't
only
even
saw
see
her
these
in
type of
episode
things
1.
on Reddit.
No,
This is some 4chan type of stuff.
It's in the
Palpatine
text.
and
She was
Jen.
only in episode 1.
Yeah.
It was basic.
Quickly
Like,
got
that's
right
what-
there.
too.
She was
I don't
in
know who-
nunnery in her shame. and had
Yes.
this guy.
Maybe Yaddle was a failed Yoda clone.
Oh my God. Did anybody used to like frequent live journal like back in the day and remember like every fandom had like a kink meme where people would request like weird ships to get people to write for them? This is what it's feeling like this is becoming. Like
Maggie, you
we've got
some-
Cad, Frog Lady. Din fertilizing Frog Lady's eggs.
He's got to do what he got to do.
Yaddle and Palpatine.
Yaddle and Palpatine. Apparently, I never thought I would hear that sentence put
Where's
together.
that thick?
No.
He got kicked out of the Jedi Council for a reason. Like Brian
It's
says,
Rule
he was only there
34.
in episode 1. You don't get kicked out of council for nothing. Something happened.
Yeah.
She got pregnant. They said, take thee to nunnery.
Is that what happened to the caretakers on Octu? They're all just like nuns.
They're all failed Palpatine mistresses.
Failed Palpatine.
That's why Luke went there. He had to keep that on check. Make sure it doesn't happen again.
Maybe they're descended from Frog Lady.
No, you look just as beautiful as the day we met. I'm not sending you to this island out of shame. I'm sending you there because it's like a vacation. I got you, girl. I'm still here for you. It's not
I
what
just
you
got
think.
the
It's
one-way
not what you
ticket. I
think.
haven't bought the return.
Wait, so
I'm still coming. I'm just really busy. I'm trying to
I'll
come
make
back
it.
into the galaxy. I'm
so
really
he's
busy.
paying
It's
off
fine. I'll do that.
mistresses. He's getting more mistresses. Then he won't leave, and he's on IVs. It sounds like.
Wait,
Why is he on IV?
I was to say, it's always when you're on the show
What?
that gets weird.
Hey, Star Wars is weird, and we should embrace
Star Wars
it.
is weird. Keep Star
Yes.
Wars weird.
It's friends.
Yes.
That doesn't count.
After all this, I kind of want to read that now.
Okay, Maggie, I expect that by the end of November for your.
Okay, I'll get on that.
It's NaNoWriMo. Take advantage. Write it.
I'm writing about space werewolves right now. I'm busy.
But also Yaddle and Palpatine.
Very
Somebody take up that challenge.
Okay, so
How I feel.
Wow.
There's no alcohol.
it's
I'm not even drinking. This is bad.
Yeah, no, I'm sober too.
We've all done it for you, I think, all day, clearly.
This is gonna break Maddie. Maggie.
This sounds- I mean, technically, he does. He's a cloning kink. He has a cloning kink, you know?
Yeah.
Palpatine X clone.
That would make Baby Yoda Rey's uncle, right? Yeah.
You know what? At this point, Candace, everybody
knows?
is related to the same two families, so it's fine. It tracks.
That
If
means
this
he's
was
also-
written by J.J. Abrams,
he's
maybe
also
that would be the
Skywalker.
case.
He's also a
More so
Skywalker then.
Disney.
He's a Skywalker and a Palpatine and one other Kenobi for good measure.
Don't get me started on the JJ Chris Terrio thing. That's, oh my god.
Oh god.
I could go for hours.
I've had just enough alcohol that if you get me started, I won't stop.
So one of our co-hosts is a Raylo and a big writer on AO3, and I love these random tags.
Yeah, the tags they have.
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought I was out there, and I'm like, oh, I've been introduced to all.
There's
Okay,
so much.
I thought only gay people thought this way, but clearly,
No.
Brian,
More
I'm
than
gonna
just
want
gay
that
men
user
do.
name when we're done, please. So I can look up the text. Thank you so much.
American
they're from Canada too, so maybe there's something going on up there.
Canada specific kinks. This is what I come here for.
Oh no. Oh, no.
Bye.
I need another beer. I can't.
Okay, I promised Arzu she could have time to talk about shirtless Kylo Ren. Lego.
Yes!
Right?
We get
Speaking of
okay.
Rilo and crazy.
I love it. I love it. Because I was so worried we were gonna get like very serious, like villain Kylo Ren, but the fact that we get like silly fanboy Kylo Ren, and I get that Lego is all meta, but that makes me extremely happy.
So much.
I have a small wish for this special that he's gonna be like Palpatine fanboy, and then when they're having their big fight at the end, that he's gonna like fight with his parents, and then I can like strike Tross from the record and make Lego Episode 9, and then that'll be that. But that's my wish.
So last night we talked about this. I'm like, okay, here we go. I really try. I feel like you turn the cameras off, and I'm like a huge sequel trilogy supporter, right? I feel like I get on Twitter, and I'm a big sequel. Oh, hi, Hope. I love you, Hope. I I get on Twitter. I'm a gigantic sequel trilogy, right? You put me in front of a microphone, I just like lambast through the sequel trilogy, which is not what I try to do, but I'm about to do it anyway. So I was watching the Lego trailer, and we watched it like 15 times in a row because I have a 6-year-old who is a massive Star Wars fan. And there is the shirtless Kylo Ren that everyone went wild for, right? And here's my 6-year-old going on 50. Oh, that Kylo Ren. He always has his shirt off.
Yes.
But I was so happy we get Gay Poe, who's super concerned. He's got his fancy sweater on. He's very concerned about the Christmas trees. Yeah, he's like, he's got
space turkey.
Yeah, he built a beautiful turkey. He's got this fabulous spread. He can't wait to do gay karaoke with his BFF Finn. And then we get Finn and Rey together, who are like, that is what I wanted to see from the sequel trilogy, like how amazing would have been to have an interracial couple. And again, I don't mean to offend Raylos because I love them and I totally see that too. But like, we don't need to just have 2 more white people together. We could have had like this interracial relationship. We have Rose Tico there in the gang, like where she deserved to be. I was like, this is my Rise of Skywalker. But I want to slap the end of the Rise of Skywalker because the Rise of Skywalker is perfect and amazing and beautiful and I love it. So we'll just put that on the end of this movie. Oh no.
No. You're like,
No.
bless your heart.
The sequel trilogy
Don't listen to our podcast.
And Lego.
Okay, I just want to.
The epilogue.
He's
That's all.
feeling himself in that picture, by the way.
He knows.
Like,
He knows why we're all here.
I just want to share
He's
this picture of
commenting
our,
it there. He's like, I know.
I just want to share this picture of our beautiful little troll in the tags. This is Tiernan laughing at all of her.
The terrible Yaddle.
oh,
So
he
I
is
see
a
you.
Chad.
wanted to
Yeah.
bring up the Lego trailer is because guess who's in it?
Yes.
The fact that they reacted so audibly and adorably to him is just so
Especially Vader.
freaking wholesome.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, Vader would definitely be like, oh.
Yeah,
And then
Vader's
just-
So
in
are
it.
they are they falling? through
Please,
the world
Vader would
between
chop him
worlds?
down with not thinking
yeah.
twice. He would have been like, sorry, beep.
Oh, that's
I don't care how old you
He's
are.
a kid. Anakin kills kids.
Din would be like, not in front of my
You got
son.
5 seconds.
Din will end that man.
Oh,
Yeah.
Which would have
But
been
yeah, so
good.
it's kind of exciting that like this is the first time like the Mandalorian really is, and Baby Yoda is getting into like the main Star Wars cast.
Yep,
Even
yep.
though again Legos aren't canon, but you know.
It's all the more reason to replace the Rise of Skywalker with the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yes.
Ours is
Ding,
gonna
ding,
do a
ding, ding,
change.
ding,
Cut and paste. It's not hard.
It's so easy. I mean, I'm gonna assume that's the canon now, right?
That's how it ends. The sequel to The Last Jedi is the Star Wars Holiday Special. The Lego Holiday Special.
Okay.
Yeah, not the other Star Wars.
Are
I don't
we-
want to get angry tonight.
no,
It's
no,
a day of
2020.
happiness. you know?
2020 is going to end with a happily ever after. We got the election results we wanted and a new Rise of Skywalker.
Yes. And the very expensive fan fiction that came out in theaters last year is
I'm
exactly
And some,
that.
and some Yaddle and
Yes,
Emperor
Yaddle
Palpatine erotica. Yeah.
Do you know-
I mean, you're wrong.
Not
This
wrong.
has to stop. This has to stop.
Yeah,
Oh my
agreed.
We're breaking Brian.
Are you open to having like a school so I can also have this student? Because I am here. I am here. I see you. I love you.
She's honestly the best.
I am here.
Okay, so Maggie's drinking from a juice box. Baby Yoda deserves some juice boxes. He needs that.
I forgot I bought all of these at the beginning of quarantine.
Mando needs to like get some snack packs together. Some Cheerios, you know.
Oh, little Lunchable kits.
Yeah, Baby Yoda would love that.
Who has had
Baby
the
Yoda had one. He
cereal?
was not interested in that. He's like, why would I take this cooked food when I could have
Yeah.
raw eggs?
It's not moving. I don't.
So who has had the Baby Yoda cereal?
No.
Okay,
I saw it
I
yesterday.
haven't,
I was
but
this
haven't
close,
had
this close
it.
to buying. I was no.
So it tastes really good. It tastes like Fruit Loops. So if you like Fruit Loops, that's what it tastes like. However, somebody the other day was like, "What if the little yellow balls in that are supposed to be the eggs?"
No.
No.
Some things can be coincidence.
So now everyone is just eating that poor woman's.
Yeah.
Frog
I
lady.
refuse to believe it.
Everyone's
Poor
we
frog
compl-
lady.
We complained that Anakin killed all those younglings, but here we are eating.
But you're
frog lady
laughing.
thing.
It's like, yeah, eat those women's the last
Oh,
children
because
of
we're
last
Earth.
of all
I
time.
thought you
He's
were
like-
the frog lady.
Remember towards the end before he popped that last little egg in his mouth,
she-
he like looked over to her and she was like,
I know what you did last summer. You're like, no.
and then
They
he
were
was
like
just like,
20. When they started, there's 20. There's 5 less. She knows something happens. They're missing. And your
Unlike
baby
Trump,
Yoda's
she
like,
knows how to count, so she knew what was up.
Oh.
Okay, Alberto, I have a question for you because I only know children 4 and up. I don't know babies. I don't know infants.
all right. On this
I know a
part, buddy.
toddler is all about,
I'm gonna put him on.
you ain't doing nothing to stop me. It's already in my mouth. So is an infant the same way? Like, are they?
Once they can do this, you've lost. If they can go like this, again, I don't remember if it was my daughter or my son walking. I turn around for 2 seconds and there's a candle on his mouth. So once they do this, and it's gone, they don't chew. It's gloop down the gullet. You lost it. So yes, that's what I say. Baby Yoda, I remember being that I was
It's
Din
so
Djarin.
bad.
That yesterday I was Din Djarin. The nap, kid eating everything.
No.
Then I don't know.
Legos
Yes.
are the worst.
Yeah, what they'll find something. It's what then what did you eat? And they'll just eat it. Hopefully it comes out the other end. You're hoping it doesn't get stuck in there. So yeah.
Well, I was a terrible parent because when it comes back out, I had no shame. I'll walk right back and go, I thought you didn't eat that 2 days ago. It's right there.
No, they're too much alike. Yeah,
I
there's
mean, I see a lot.
Interesting.
that's true.
You're right, Hope.
Hope is one of my favorite people in the entire world. She is nothing but giddy, giggly, fantastic thing. And then all of a sudden there's this genius buried in between the giggles. And then like, I'm just going to drop this right here and then giggle my way out of the room and leave you off floor. That's Hope. Like that is Hope to the
Yeah,
take.
they are exactly. They're the same age, and they're both like super powerful with the Force. Is that a coincidence?
There's just
So we
something
did
wrong
see
with
his
that year.
Probably
like his
isn't, though.
little thing,
What?
Anakin. So maybe there's a
See,
parallel happening.
Legos is getting real deep.
You know, Baby Yoda just going nowhere too, like Anakin did.
Brie, what were you saying? We saw Anakin's little what?
We saw Anakin. What?
What?
He also is a flasher. That's the thing.
Really? You don't say. Tell me more.
He killed kids
Many kids.
twice, and then
And like,
multiple.
and not
of
like
them.
unfertilized kids, like actual kids that were Master Skywalker. It's like they talk to them.
Help
No,
us.
that's worse.
He knew their names probably.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, they were gonna die Order 66 painfully otherwise, right?
Maggie.
Sure.
No.
Mercy killing.
No. Stop.
Let me look at my copy, see what it says in that scene. Anakin is saving kids from merciless.
Exactly.
Anakin's a hero. He's a hero.
Saved them from hours of
Amy
pain.
Sedaris. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, she wanted one if he bloomed or.
Oh, could you imagine if Maz ever saw Baby Yoda?
Oh my god.
Now
Unless
that
she's
all-
She's 1,000 years old.
Only into furry Chewbacca's.
No.
I mean, even
She's into
Chewbacca
that.
was like 200 years old, right? So he's still kind of young for Maz.
She's into the flower lapel.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
No, we know that something
I
happened
mean,
there.
she saw him jogging just like the
They
rest of the world
already,
did.
they
She was
already
like, "I'm here for that."
consummated whatever was happening.
Oh no.
Last Jedi, the most sexual film in all of Star Wars history.
Well,
Oh, hi,
Oh my
Mark.
god, everybody's
What's up,
like,
Mark?
damn.
Hey.
No, those are that woman's
Bo, of course.
spawn.
not for like the last eggs of that species.
Exactly. If
Yeah,
there was
no.
like 2-3 cases of them, maybe.
And also, don't look the woman in the eye right before you eat one of the eggs.
Yes, he literally was like, haha.
This is my problem with Baby Yoda is he's enjoying watching violence way too much. He's eating something that's precious to someone else.
I'd say that's more than precious.
Yeah,
it's essential.
It's life and death for this woman.
This guy needs
a spanking.
Discipline.
He needs to be fed more clearly. Like that little thing Din gave him. I'm like, that's not enough.
Can I ask a question real quick? Because it literally just popped into my brain. I know most of us have only seen it like once or 1.5 times or whatever. So we left this episode, right? They're all hunkered down in the cabin with nowhere to go.
Yes. Right.
They can't go in hyperspeed. So I don't know how long it's going to take to get to Mon Cala, which we'll just call it that for now because I don't remember what the planet was called. So if I remember correctly, Frog Mom and Din are both sleeping.
Yes.
And she's holding
Baby Yoda's awake.
Yeah, she's holding.
Are we going to have eggs left in that tank by the time we get back? And then he goes,
holding
wasn't me.
She's holding
in the
it.
trailer, we know that
like,
she is reunited with the husband.
He's eating the eggs.
Yes.
He's
Like,
painting rocks and dropping them back into the tank so she doesn't know.
So you don't think he's going to like, okay, he's not going to like take the little bag and stuff it and like do the little like,
I mean, she literally clutched onto that.
Yeah,
He knew it was back, and she was like, "No."
My whole
And then-
thing also is like he has the whole cockpit. He's like right there where all the controls are, and we know how he likes to bobble.
Be like, it's hyperspace time.
No.
It's like,
I like
you can't
frozen
save
eggs.
them
They're
if
really
they're
dead.
Mando's gonna wake up to the two of them fighting over that canister. This man.
He's like, I'm hungry. I hope Dan brought
They're always hungry. Every 2 hours, they're always hungry. So.
They're so hungry. Children are the hungriest creatures ever.
Poor Dan. There's no like how to raise a baby Yoda book.
No,
Oh, there might be next year.
he'll write it.
Del Rey, listen to me.
Yeah.
Bree, there you go. Your next job.
Writing.
Publish the how to raise Baby Yoda.
Okay, cool.
You can
Well,
translate from a script to a book, possibly, maybe, right?
Yeah, we'll have fun illustrations. A whole section would be on eggs.
I'll help you out with that. I'm good. I'm here. We'll do it.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
How often do you feed this little guy?
10
often
times
enough.
a day. Snacks included.
Cool collection.
Thank you.
Okay, so actually this went longer than our usual thing because I cannot think of time lately. And also, again, still tipsy. So, last thoughts about this episode.
It's
It was
dope.
good.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I
it was
genuinely
great.
loved it.
Weird is good.
It's-
Perfection.
it's totally weird. We finally get to see more of Den actually like being a dad, and him like learning, like he is a dad now, like, and he has to tell this baby things.
There is one thing about this episode though, which kind of ties into last episode as well. That like I wouldn't say like necessarily I'm comfortable with, but I think it's kind of a departure to what like Filoni had been doing with especially Rebels, which is like the peace that you have to find with nature. Because when you look at Rebels, like Ezra and Kanan always had to like commune with all the animals and beasts that they encounter through their travels in the different planets that they're on. Especially like get the beast. It's not Adelon. What are the in that no, not the Purgos. The planet that they also go to in Clone Wars, or the bases.
Yeah,
like
those creatures are hiding in the shadows.
Yeah, those. So it's like they always have to like learn how to live with nature and how to commune with it so that they're equal and codependent with it. And like Mandalorian has always been kind of like, okay, let's just destroy them, which I feel is kind of like a departure from what Filoni had been doing before. Which I mean, I understand narratively why they're doing it and how it works, but in contrast to what Star Wars has been doing previously, it's kind of a step back in some way. So like I hope that there's some purpose to it going forward, and that it maybe changes as Baby Yoda grows.
Yeah, that's.
But we'll see.
With
I mean, to be fair, that's also kind of like how Cal is. in
Yeah,
Jedi Fallen
exactly.
Order, even though it's more so a gameplay aspect of it than
Exactly.
an actual story aspect of
Mhm.
it.
I
Yeah.
do love David Sedaris.
I love David.
Yeah. for that.
I really love that moment at the end when he's like, I'm gonna take a nap. We're probably gonna, if I wake up, it's probably because we're dying. So sweet dreams. He was
Oh,
just
I
like,
know.
I'll
So
be dead.
Yeah, he
Well,
went
yeah.
with the dad jokes at that point. Oh,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
wake me up if that door goes off the rails. We'll be dead anyways. Ha ha. Again, total dad. No.
Well, he also had the other dad moment where he was like,
Series.
"Can you pull your weight?
Oh.
Can you come over here and help fix the ship?"
Yeah,
Which was such a like
Yeah.
newborn baby. So is it gonna pay rent? Such a dad moment.
I loved how much more Baby Yoda was talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
He talks
language
Cuckoo.
is such a powerful thing. And again, because I've only brought it up once, like when children learn to talk to you and really open up and express themselves to a new parent, and it's like some of the layers of trust starting to come down, because Baby Yoda was talking a lot in this.
He loves it.
And
Talking to Din.
yeah, like it's really beautiful. And Yoda was starting to train Padawans by the time he was 100. So like Baby Yoda's not as young as the dudes leading on. Like we're about to get Empire Strikes Back here at some point soon. But he's learning to let those he's dropping his walls down, and it's really pretty cool actually. Because they're kind of, he and Din are kind of on the same level of trust with one another. And this episode was like a major like emotional wall starting to come down kind of an episode. And you saw this hyper masculine man come out of the closet in chapter 1, and he's really starting to like let himself be himself without the world putting on him who he thinks he needs to be. And he's like, you know what? You people told me who a Mandalorian was forever.
I'm going to redefine that.
Yeah, and now I'm going to be me, and you're going to learn what a real Mandalorian is, because we are more than what we wear on the outside. You can't weaponize me anymore. The Jedi aren't here to try to manipulate me to fight for them. The Empire is not here to manipulate me to fight for you. You're no longer going to weaponize me, which all of us minorities can like attest to. Like that's what it is, and I am here now. And this, you think you're the new Republic with those little ships that you're going to try to take me down? No. This is my world now. We're going into 2021. I'm not putting up with your crap anymore. Like this is mine. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to claim it. And you're going to start to see who I really am. And you are not going to, here I go. You're not going to define me anymore. Like we are the new Mandalorians. Yes, we don't take our helmets off because we are proud of who we are. And we'll get back to where we'll take them off again. But right now, you people thought you knew who we were because you people took your helmets off left and right. Well, no. We're redefining how you see us right now. And this is what you're going to look at. And it was like, sorry, I just took over with a Brian monologue, but like that's what I loved so much about this episode. So when I was like, this filler garbage, like it's not filler, like dig a little deeper. This is not a pew 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 Star Wars episode. That is not what this episode was, but this dug deep, and there was so much there. It's a beautiful episode. It's so beautiful. Like, I think it's so easy to forget, but Din is our main character, and every single beat and all of these things has to funnel to him. And so you have to think about all the cute things. Well, what's going on there? What's going on there? How does it service Din? And how is this growing Din as a character? Yes, we love Baby Yoda, but Baby Yoda is there to service Din because we don't know what's going on under that mask. We look to Baby Yoda to see what's going on. We see Baby Yoda and we're all concerned with Baby Yoda and thinking, the violence that he's experiencing, what is this going to do to him? But our character lost his parents in a war. He was born in the middle of a war, came out of that war to Death Watch, who is nothing but a warring tribe. Mm-hmm. All that dude knows is war. And now he is faced to be a parent. And I got to deal with my trauma real quick because I'm about to not break this cycle. I'm about to adopt a child, and he's going to have the same cycle I do. So I got to break this business. I'm coming out of this closet. I found my space daddy. I did all those things. And you people are going to start seeing me because you are not going to define me anymore. That's what the show, like, I loved it. Like, I'm sorry, but I love it. I love it.
It's interesting, Brian, that you brought up language, because now that I sit here and think about it, in this episode, he was paired with two people he doesn't understand. The frog lady, he can't communicate with her. When they were in the the cockpit before, and he was like, I don't understand you. And then he saw her desperation as a mother going, I am going to rig this droid to help talk to you because I need help. And then it's like, you know, Baby Yoda's cooing to him because he needs help. And it's really interesting to see that power of helping those we can't understand because we empathize with them.
And what droid was it? But a droid that the powerful used to kill you.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to repurpose you because you are not going to do this to me anymore. I'm going to repurpose this because out of a war comes the love and the beauty. And that's what I see you as a parent. I see. And that was another thing as an adoptive father. I don't care ever if my children don't call me daddy. You know, I can be a first name forever. That does not take away who I am. It does not take away that they have bio parents that are out there too. That doesn't make me any less of a father. But I will tell you, when that child calls you daddy, they don't have to. It is something that we have earned. And it is so beautiful. And when I saw that little baby Yoda running to Din, it's not just, oh, look how cute he is. And yes, I mean, it's adorable. I mean, I get it. But it's also like it touched me on such a deep level because I've had that experience when my children let their walls down and they let me see them. Yeah. And you know, he's gonna put him up again because that's what happens. But he saw him, and he called him daddy in that moment. And it was just like, it was so beautiful. And Din will never be the same again. He will not be the same after that, because when that happens to you as a parent, it's done. You are done, and it's over. It's over. It's game over. And whoever he's quested to go give this baby away to, you know, it's not happening anymore.
No, it's not gonna happen.
No.
Yeah.
And that's what like really moved. Like, yeah, you like we're saying, it's an adorable scene, but the fact that like these two lost people, this lost child and this lost man, they found each other and they're making their own family, and it's just I love that about Star Wars. It's about the found family. That's why I love Star Wars Rebels the most of all the animation. It's because of the found family dynamic. And I was thinking about Rebels, and I was like, wouldn't it be just great if Din like found Sabine and Ezra, and we're like, let's like hang out and we'll thaw together. And
can he be the new Bat Dad? Like Bruce Wayne just adopting all the children, just be like, all right, I guess you're all my kids now. Like, damn it, okay.
Yep.
then, like,
Here's the parental slip.
Yeah.
You're my kid now.
Yeah.
That's what Cobb's here for.
Yeah,
they're going to have a beautiful little family.
Yes.
Can't do it alone.
Then, like, baby
It's hard
Yoda
doing
can
it
play
alone, that
Jason,
parenting thing.
And Hera can be like, this is how you raise like a Force-sensitive child. This is what I've learned. You know?
You're killing me, Smalls.
That would be a better time, because I don't like one thing that I've always enjoyed about Mandalorian is that every single tie-in that they've done is like not forced. You know, it's just like, here to go. It's like this thing that you love from the original trilogy is here, so you can love it, like JJ was doing. But like it's, you know, very subtle, and it serves to move the story forward. And I think like having Hera and Kanan's son show up in like that way you were mentioning, Candace, I think would kind of work better than just having like, okay, here's Hera, or here's Ezra, or here's Sabine. It's like someone that's, you know, tangentially tied to like these stories we know, but like helps propel that relationship between Din and Baby Yoda through Hera, and I forget what their child is actually named, but like they have that sort of same dynamic, right? Like Hera and him have that dynamic of like, oh, a non-force sensitive parent with a force sensitive child, and she's, you know, she doesn't have Kanan anymore, so she, yeah. I mean, we're assuming that he's force sensitive, right? But you know,
yeah, we're
ties in well, I think.
Well, Sabine says like he's a lot like his father, and you know who that was.
Yep.
And it's implied that he's also force sensitive, and I really hope he didn't go to Luke's school. Why are his faces?
Oh my god, no.
I'm gonna go with no.
No.
So yeah, I was just thinking like Sabine and Ezra, because you know they have their ghost family. They would be perfect for Din and Baby Yoda, and they can all be a family together.
Yep.
Hera and Din being like Baby Yoda's mom and dad would just be perfect.
I just don't think Sabine's gonna be in the show. I think Sabine's in the unknown regions looking for Ezra.
Yeah.
It's like I really hope she's not in it, because it's like too much.
Well,
Especially now
I
we have
mean-
Boba Fett. It's just like, this is gonna be the crossover seasons. Come on.
That's why I think people are upset about the filler, because they're just like, oh, I want to get to these characters, and I'm like, I
Exactly.
don't care about those characters. I care about Din,
Exactly.
and I
Yep.
care about this child.
It's not their show. It's not the
Exactly
crossover
right.
Yes.
character show.
I hope
It's
if there
Din's
is
show.
Ahsoka, she's like in a hologram. It's like, hey, yeah,
Yeah.
here's some information about the Force, but he's your kid, obviously.
You know, well, you think about what's going on with this show, and if she comes, which I am very afraid of because I love her so much, I do not want to join the fandom menace if they screw her up, but I'm legit nervous about it. Like,
Don't
what
go
is?
this way, Brian?
Yeah, I'm like, but I'm starting to love the Mandalorian as much as I do her. I think if that's possible, but you know, this like I believe the show's very much about identity and who is Mandalorian choosing to be. Well, what better person to have in this role but Ahsoka, who is the only real character who chose who they wanted to be, and we saw that journey from start to finish. Like, I mean, other people did, but we don't really know where their stories went. Like, we saw who she was before, we saw who she became after meeting the Martez sisters, which I will die on the hill of probably the most important story arc of all of Clone Wars. Like, it was so incredibly important. Like, I bonkers love that episode. But like, what better character to teach Din? You can be who you want to be. Like, you do not have to follow these rules, and don't you dare bring Baby Yoda to those Jedi. You think we don't want him in Luke's school? Who does he need to meet? Until orders, he is not going to be a Jedi. There are other avenues out here than the Jedi.
Look, I'm just saying, if at the end of the series it ends with Den taking him to the Jedi school, like, are we going to talk about the fact that like Ben Solo then kills him?
Also, I don't.
Or
think,
does
wait,
he?
I don't think.
I mean, I don't believe he blew it up, but I'm just saying.
No, neither do I.
I don't. But they'll think about fandom.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, so
They don't think about it. We do.
Also, Sabine is one of those characters who could also be there because she was raised in Mandalorian, but then like as a young teen, she was brought up by a former Jedi, but also a rebel too, because those were also her parents. Actually, I feel like those were her and Kanan were more her parents than her actual parents, in a way, just because unconditional love. Unconditional love. They loved her.
Well, no, they let her be who she wanted to be.
Exactly, and she found like this.
They freed her.
Between, and she was still had some Mandalorian ideologies, but she also grew as a person and made up her own mind, which I feel like is something Den will do too. Is like, I want that moment when he takes off the helmet for Baby Yoda, and like
please,
Cobb Vanth.
Because they're part of his family. Because that's what they said. Like, they only take it off in their clan, right? Like,
Yeah, which is like, why has he not taken it off yet for the child?
I feel like that's going to be a very, like, big moment.
Because you gotta capitalize on Pedro Pascal.
Because he wasn't
too much.
No, he wasn't a daddy until today's episode.
Yeah. So
Today is when Alberto posed this question at the beginning of the thing, the beginning of this episode, of that bond that may or may not come. Like last night, we were chit chatting with Emma, who has given birth, so she has that bond from birth. She has that bond from of being pregnant. My first child was 7 years old when they came in, so I didn't. It was a very different. It's very, very different about a parent who can look into like a baby's eyeballs and see only a future. There's no history there, versus a parent who the first time they look into a child's eyes and there's a history there. Like, it is literally a stranger hopping into your house. And I mean, for our case, we didn't know anything before they came. Like, we knew nothing. It was, here you go. We didn't know how old they were going to be. We didn't know anything, right? But there you are. And now I now know this person will be mine for the rest of my life. And it's overwhelming and it's weird. And Din was very much put in that position of a child with a history. And that child's history is now determining Din's future. And it took, like, it's going to take a person a minute, like, to, oh my.
The fact that he didn't want to be a father. That was kind of like chosen for him. Well, he did choose, because he could have dropped that kid off anywhere. You know, he did make a decision.
He didn't feel worthy of being a father.
Yeah.
Because he didn't feel worthy as a Mandalorian because he was only a foundling. So I'm here to help the foundlings, but I'm not a true Mandalorian. And I think that's what we're starting to get into. What is a true Mandalorian? Because, I mean, we kind of went into we've already had those conversations in the Clone Wars of what a true Mandalorian is. I mean, right there, Duchess and Satine and Bo-Katan, like the heart of our Mandalorians are right there, and they're polar opposites of who they are. And we got to know Bo-Katan, and she started to inch a little closer to Satine's idea of what a Mandalorian
be in the show,
was.
allegedly.
Again, like there's
God. So many scoops. They're like, oh, so we're gonna see Sabine and Bo-Katan this next episode, and maybe Ahsoka.
I prefer
It's
Bo-Katan to like Sabine, honestly, because it makes more sense narrative. Right?
It makes more sense, not only just because of the whole Darksaber angle, which, swear to God, Bo-Katan, if we see Bo-Katan die, I'm quitting Star Wars. I love her so much, but also because of the fact that it could also tie into her showing Din, hey, we know you were we know that Death Watch raised you, and we know you're pretty much, and we know that we're pretty much the intergalactic version of the IRA, but we're not all terrible. We have pretty, God damn it, God darn it, Jared, you're killing me. No, that like you have this choice to be better, and I've made that choice to get away from this whole I don't want to say horrible ideology of the Death Watch to make myself a better person.
Yeah.
And just my only other Fallen Order thing is just when Brian was talking about his whole thing, pretty much his whole personal story with Mando and Din and how he relates to it and what it means to be a true Mandalorian. It's literally the exact same thing with Cal Kestis. And for him, finding out, redefining what it means to be a Jedi, and truly, to him at least, what it means to be a Jedi and trusting only in the Force being that big factor. It ties together thematically. It's so freaking beautiful. I love it.
Cal needs to also go to Lothal. They all just need to like move in and be like neighbors. And
Cal just needs to find the Zepho. So
they're in the unknown regions. That's Fallen Order 2. Come on.
Everybody go to the unknown regions.
Yes. Thrawn's there, Ezra's there. Come on.
Cal's
and
there,
Palpatine's there.
Everybody's hanging out over there.
Dr. Mandible is there.
Dr. Mandible's there. Yep.
Brian, you just
Cobb Vanth might go there too.
So much, man. I loved it.
Maybe
Thank you
Ben
for
Solo's
that.
there too. I don't know.
Ben Solo. Yeah.
Please.
He's in the unknown regions.
The super unknown region.
Exactly.
Yes, he's like,
Oh, that Kylo Ren always.
No, not that one. No.
Not this one.
That's in the known region. It will never be forgotten.
Permanently
That's in
stuck
the
in
Legends
the known
region.
region. Like I wish he wasn't, but he is.
Also, I just can't wait to see if Bo-Katan is in the show, the philosophical discussion she and Din will have.
Yeah, because she'll take off her helmet and he'll be like, "What?
He'll be like, you don't deserve that armor. What are you wearing that armor for? You're not really
She's like,
Mandalorian."
bitch, please.
Be like,
I can't wait till another Mandalorian takes their helmet off in front of him, and Din is just reeling.
I can do that.
It's just
Like, I can be this good looking and take off my helmet. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
like,
Crime to hide.
Don't
they'll
no,
take off
put it
your
back.
helmet and it'll just zoom in on Din's face and just show nothing, but you know for a fact
that
he's just-
visor. You just
Yeah.
picture him being like,
His eyes just.
Well, let's be honest. We saw what he looked like once without his helmet on, and then you just saw Cobb Vanth take it off. That dude ain't taking off his helmet anytime soon because us gay boys are very vain,
I mean-
and that ain't happening. Like he's like,
Cobb-
oh,
Cobb
no,
Vanth
I was
took off
almost
his helmet
there, but then I
every
saw this
chance he
perfection.
took.
No,
Yeah.
I was reading
Well, he should take off his helmet, wash up a bit, and then he can show himself to Cobb
Like
Vanth,
when you,
and by extension to the rest of us.
like when you first start dating someone, you wake up before you wake up in the morning, you're in the brushing your teeth. Oh no, I wake up every morning like this. Yeah, no, it always smells this great. Mhm.
Oh, I was
Yelpatine.
reading a fic, and it had like they met another man.
sounds like Helpatine.
And they took the helmet off, and Baby Yoda freaked out because he thought that the Mandalorian was taking off their head because he was so used to just seeing Din with the helmet.
Possible.
That's probably what's going to happen whenever
He's
he
like,
gets
no,
to
no,
the-
no, no.
He's like, no.
I heard about Jango Fett before. I didn't think it was real.
it kind of reminds me of like
I see what you
in
did there.
Beauty and the Beast, when the Beast transforms into human. I cried because I didn't know it was the same person.
I was
So
Oh,
Where'd the beast
I did.
Go
I
back.
didn't know. I was like, it's not the same. It's not.
Can you go back?
So that's how I assume Baby Yoda is going to be.
They have.
Oh dear.
They have a ship name now.
Yalpatine.
Yelpatine.
Alberto, you'll appreciate this. My first major cry fest as a child of being connected to a Star Wars character was Max Rebo in 1983 when I watched Return of the Jedi and that ship blew up, the katana blew up, and Max Rebo died. I had to leave the theater for a minute because I was so hysterical because Max Rebo was a good guy and he didn't deserve to die.
He was just trying to play his music.
You don't understand. He was hungry and he got locked into a contract for food. You don't understand.
I mean, he did play Galactic Dance Blast, which unironically is a straight out bop. So
I'm glad to know I'm not the only one that cried at Return of the Jedi. Different reasons, but we got that brand.
Every time. It's the best Star Wars movie there ever was and ever will be. Just putting that out there. It's perfect.
I'll be watching that next week in celebration. So
I'm here for it.
I'm gonna watch Rogue One tonight, I think. Actually, I'll probably go to sleep.
Love Rogue One.
I can't watch that because the last 20 minutes for me are just an absolute cry fest. I really don't want to go through that again.
So,
cried 5 times today.
Bree, I have to tell you.
Yes.
I loved Rogue One. It was the first. See, this is who I am. I'm sorry. It was the first movie I took my Jack to, our first son. It was Rogue One, so it's super special for that. I think it's the most beautiful looking Star Wars movie of probably any and all of the Star Wars movies. It's so beautiful. But I was always like, it was good. It was cool. It's Star Wars. It's great. Until I listened to Geeky Waffle, which we won't refer to the old name, but Geeky Waffle, and listened to you talk about how great that episode was. And I rewatched it later that night after I listened to that first podcast. I was like, holy crap, I see this thing in a whole new way. Like, I love nothing more than the super Star Wars nerd to listen to someone who isn't in it the same way I am to get their read on things, because we talk about this all the time when I'm with my husband, who doesn't have to come with all the baggage that we all have to come with. They can just go in, see a movie. I'm like, oh my God, like I want to see this way. I wish I could. I try. I really try.
Candace re-sparked my love of Star Wars. And I will say,
I made her. I made them.
Yeah, you did. You did. But I'm very glad because Rogue One has probably become one of my favorite movies of all time.
But then they had to watch the holiday special. So
yeah, so that was
and now that's their favorite movie of all time.
Yes, exactly. Chewbacca's wife.
She can get
my favorite.
Are we going to get Poe wearing porn goggles somewhere in the Lego holiday special? They will not address anything, but us people who know the holiday special, is Lego going to drop this in? Because that seems so on brand for Lego that like, oh, let me go get the turkey. I'm sorry, I was doing nothing here. These are just my reading glasses. Just my reading glasses. I was reading the cookbook. I got the turkey right here.
That needs to happen because that was one of the most disturbing parts, Candace.
I didn't make it. I wasn't even alive.
You made it. You subconsciously made it happen. I know it.
Like my parents hadn't even met by then.
I'm just saying, you're a person who was maybe your former life. You were the one who did that.
I was a drug-addled 70s white man exec.
Yes.
Apparently.
Because it's been like it's fact that they were on drugs when they made it.
Oh, I'm sure everyone was on drugs in the 70s. Look at SNL.
Especially Carrie Fisher. God bless.
Oh, Carrie Fisher would be so happy today.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. We'll take another drink for Carrie, but this has been our longest stream ever.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I love it.
That's a good sign, I think.
Yeah.
No, it's fine because my brain's not working and people are still watching, so it's like okay.
Yalpatine. I can't get over Yalpatine, guys.
Forget Raylo. I'm all about Yalpatine now.
No.
I feel like at this point they're just
can't get
watching
over
to see
Brian's-
like how far down the rabbit hole we can go.
The madness.
How many more outrageous Palpatine horrible sexual innuendos happen?
Wait, how many more Palpatine clones will uncover in the galaxy far, far away?
This
Hey,
is what I'm
Maggie.
doing right now. I'm going to look on AO3 and see if there are any Palpatine fics.
And
Please.
you will drop all of those
If
the minute you find them.
When we find Palpatine fix.
I gotta learn every time.
Palpatine fics.
Every time I come on Geeky Waffle. Last time it was Darth Maul on the way that went. Now it's everything
And
with.
his machine.
I gotta have set my mind ready when I come to.
And with every pair of legs, that dude got himself an upgrade.
What did you find, Maggie?
Fan fiction.
There's a lot of
Not
fiction
even gonna
tabs.
acknowledge
So I'm trying to sift through them right now to see if there's any that are like with him.
Okay.
Sorry, I brought this up again.
If I end up
like,
coming on next week,
relationship-
then I gotta prepare myself for this.
This is a search I never thought I would do.
Wait, is it gonna be? Oh no, there's Sheev Anakin. Oh no. Oh no.
I just wrote in top
Well,
Palpatine.
it was an
today.
abusive relationship, so that makes sense that there would be something about it.
You guys know
Okay.
that the TikTok, the oh no, like the funny like. That's what I just felt right now.
Oh yeah, if
Not a
anybody needs to
TikToker.
go, it's all
There's
good.
oh my god, there's an anonymous one that somebody wrote that is a multi-chapter Obi-Wan Kenobi Sheev Palpatine
It's everywhere.
explicit fan fiction.
Guys,
Like NSFW.
It's
This is
Master's Service, if anyone wants to know.
there's
Oh my god.
I just learned about a big blue moth laying eggs. That's like a Kylo Ren somehow turns himself into a blue moth or something and lays eggs everywhere. I just learned. Apparently, it's very popular. I think it comes out on Fridays.
Oh,
What?
Oh, I found
Not
a
Baby
French
Yoda
one.
anywhere close to those eggs.
there's
I need another beer. I can't. I
fan
can't.
fiction.
Palpatine, Obi-Wan, and Anakin.
Okay.
And he has
Um,
it's a consort. That's all I can read from French.
Which one's the consort?
I think they're all
You also drinking
consorts
for
of
all of us.
Palpatine.
Oh, I have to. I can't. With all
This is a
Palpatine
romance
stuff.
between.
I never thought I'd
Palpatine
think about Palpatine
and
sexually so much.
Palpatine.
Between
I
Palpatine
found
and
one with
Palpatine.
Palpatine. It's called Palpatine Seduction.
Is it one of his clothes?
I don't
Is
know
it
how
really?
to
But is
say
it-
right now.
No, it doesn't.
But it's a
They love Palpatine. It's their favorite character. So
They do love him.
so there has to be one between Palpatine and Snoke. It's just, it has to.
100%
It has to
that
happen.
exists. That's
Wait,
so
is that like
Experience is
unrequited
correct.
love? Like,
But it's Palpatine and Palpatine, so it can't be unrequited.
Mm-mm.
is that Snoke?
Oh no, Palpatine and Padme.
No!
You remember Frog Lady? How fun that was!
Oh
She was
no!
hopping around the snow.
Okay, she was hopping.
Jar Jar Binks and Sheev Palpatine.
Oh
Well, I mean
Nobody-
that ties
Jar-
into the
Jar
whole
Jar
Darth
theory
Jar
is
Jar
right.
thing.
Yes, Darth Jar Jar is real.
The Senate, you are.
Mark, drop your AO3 handle because I don't think this comment is a coincidence.
Is this live feed about Chapter 10, The Passenger, or is it about Palpatine
no!
and his love triangles?
No.
They were passing
Dude,
something.
I don't know either.
These aren't even love triangles. This is like a love tesseract, basically.
Man, Palpatine's gonna get that wop.
Okay.
Palpitations. I like that. That's good.
Don't put the other one.
I like the
I
palp-
hate myself right now.
Look at Maggie.
I think this string has been shut down by YouTube already.
She left.
Yeah, like I was controlling myself, and then these comments come in. It's just
Oh,
like, come on.
this is shut down.
Oh my god. There's probably
Jar Jar and Reader, no.
Hey,
That's
Maggie.
why it
Jar
is.
Jar Reader.
Maggie, please send Tiernan my way.
Darth Jar Jar.
Can
is
we
real.
teach them together, please?
Mo.
Darth
And I
Jar
thought
Jar
I
is
was
real.
Rule 34. That's the thing. If anyone doesn't know it, look it up.
No, don't look it up. Don't tell me.
No,
Look,
not
that's
now.
Rule
Not now.
34.
No, don't share anything.
Especially
In the
the
privacy
thing
of
about
your own
Rule
homes.
34 is you don't talk about Rule 34.
It's like Fight Club.
Yeah, it is. Scarier.
It's interesting. Reddit is in 4chan. Holy crap.
Be like, so like in 20 years, we're gonna be like, so what did you do like the night that Biden was like, oh well, we talked about Jar Jar and Sheev
And y'all
reader fix.
Palpatine.
Is
And I
Hope
just
still here?
listened on
Yes.
as
Oh,
just-
Okay. Hey, Hope, please just send into the comments your Jar Jar versus Boba Fett hot take, please. And thank you.
No. But you know who else does? Frog Lady.
God damn it.
Remember when she
Frog lady,
got
ship it.
She did use her tongue to grab her clothes.
Multiple times.
And her food. Yeah, no, Maggie, I was thinking about this. I'm like, this is a historic day. We will remember this day for the rest of our lives.
I think we
it was
broke
Biden
Connor.
and Palpatine sex memes, basically. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you just meant Biden plus Palpatine. I was like, no.
Oh, well.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
They might as well with how this is going.
Did you see
Hey,
somebody wrote,
before we get too horrible, Biden and Palpatine are old, and if they're still there, like, good for you, dudes. Like, good for you.
this is true.
For keeping it up. I'm like,
He's
both
like
literally and
rolling
figuratively, good for you.
Did you see that somebody wrote a romance fan fiction about the sexual tension between the candidates in Georgia?
Yes!
What?
I heard about this.
Wait,
And it has a happily ever after. Okay, I'm gonna lose my headphones. I'm gonna drop the link.
Too.
There is, and it's sexy
Jar Jar
Georgia.
Boba. What the hell?
Yeah,
It's
sexy Georgia.
sexy
was-
What's
Georgia.
happening?
Hang on, I'm gonna
I don't
drop it in the
understand.
private link.
This is exactly why I don't read that much fanfic.
Yeah.
This is
That's true.
exactly why. Because like,
I'm just saying,
any
like-
of the romance fics I read, they're like not M.
Thank you,
rated
Hope.
and not freaking
Thank you.
Hope's
weird.
not wrong. Hope's not wrong.
You're
Hope
correct.
is not wrong.
Hope is correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look, I'm just saying, if you're gonna look for fan fiction, Archive of Your Own is the best site to use because you can search for very specific tags and you can omit ships that you don't want to see,
Good.
and you can specifically set the ratings that you're interested in finding. It is honestly the best fan fiction site you're ever going to go on because you can
Maggie,
hyper specify.
I know
have
we're laughing, but a
been
lot of it
made
is actually
aware,
excellent,
man.
and I
Oh,
highly recommend.
I'm sure.
taking
Found
the
out.
tags that you like.
Mortal
unfortunately-
Instruments started as a fanfic, so good things can come out of there.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're not going to mention that Twilight is also fanfic.
And we're not
That
going to
was-
mention that 50 Shades of Grey is.
Is
Thank you.
a
That was-
Twilight fanfic.
No. Okay.
That's like fanfic inception, basically.
Yeah, what,
Yep.
Candace?
Oh, no, never mind. It's rated M. I was gonna ask you to do a dramatic reading from the Georgia.
Tiernan, no. Bad Tiernan.
Oh, no.
I mean, at this point, oh, come on. What's
Yeah,
happening?
like, I mean, it's fine.
The worst part about finding these out is the
He
fact
did.
that
He
I'm
got
just
it.
like in the back of my mind is I know these exist. I know there are people enough out. There are people
Hey, we don't
audacious
kink shame.
enough out there
We don't kink
to
shame.
put these out there.
Except we can't
and
shame
yet-
Hope right now.
When it's confirmed, I feel a sense of just awfulness. You're not wrong, Lauren.
Yeah. People like him a lot more than.
Especially now, like Cal Banth is out. It's just like, The-
yeah.
Listen, I forgot
Decision is
Boba Fett
easy.
existed when I was asked to guess who was at the end of the
I saw that. I was like, ugh.
That's right. That's right. It's true.
Couldn't.
It happens. It happens.
But that's why you're
listen, I
amazing.
do. What?
That's why you're amazing. It's so great. It's so refreshing.
Run into, oh my god. Stop. No.
Oh,
Stop. Stop.
Gone too far now.
No.
Like
Jar Jar.
STAHP. Stop.
Oh
You
my
gotta
god.
finish this
Everyone is just hopping on this train.
Who are these people?
I've hopped off
Audience.
this train a while
Are
ago.
bots
I'm
like
just-
are bots
Yeah,
hacking
no
this and just
bot.
like trolling it?
Baby Yoda, if you are watching, please do not watch. This is not appropriate for
Wait, is your baby Yoda wearing baby Yoda ears?
Yes.
Okay.
Candace is trying to protect him by giving him earmuffs.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
see.
you gotta cover him up.
Oh, he looks
Cover
like
it.
a Dumbo. Like a little Dumbo baby.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Don't. It's racist.
And sad. They show the abuse of elephants. It's really sad.
It's very sad.
Okay.
Just don't watch it.
Candace is like, we're gonna.
Like, I don't want to keep anybody here like over 2 hours. I mean, we can. Keep
We're gonna trap everyone now. We're gonna live on the ice planet and deal with the frog lady in 10.
Of Palpatine sexual advances, torture.
We should be like, if you still want to stay and talk about weird
If you still want to
ships.
say and talk about weird fan fiction and things like that, you are more than welcome to. But I will give you all an out. Because this was not what you signed up for.
No, this is not what
No.
any of us signed up for, but we're here.
I didn't have notes for this.
Nobody signed up.
Yeah, my notes didn't cover this.
I was
Candace
unprepared.
didn't have notes for the episode, but she came here prepared for this. She's like, oh, here we go.
She was like, now that I have a captive audience.
Yes, let
You
me
know
read
the
to you
word.
my fan fiction.
Maybe Del Rey's gonna contact us like next week. Like, hey, I saw
I
your
want to
episode.
reveal to you my AO3 pen name. All those stories that you thought were somewhere else, they
Oh.
were written while eating waffles.
Now I'm scared.
Trying to remember. I did
I'm just
write
not gonna
Star Wars
question it.
fan fiction when I was a teenager.
Me
I'm
too.
trying to think what I wrote about.
I do it currently.
I do it
But
currently too.
under a screen name that's nothing like my other screen name, so that people can't find
Yeah,
me.
somewhere on fanfiction.net is my Hermione fanfiction and my Drary fanfic. So it's out there.
Waffles.
There's definitely Raylo content out there that I've written.
Yeah,
Me
not
too.
shocked. Not shocked.
Yeah.
Me too. I did write one fan fiction under my own name.
Your
I wrote-
own name, that was brave.
I was very
Okay.
brave. So I wrote after the Rise of Skywalker. I was so depressed. I was like, I want to write something that's like my own fix it. So I wrote my own and like actually published it on Twitter and like gave links to it. I created a whole new like AO3 account and everything. And I think it was like 68,000 words when I was done, but I was like super happy with it. And it was like 19 chapters. Raylo was canon, Finpo was canon, Rose got a boyfriend.
Nice.
Hux was the big bad. Like Palpatine was still in it, but yeah, I was like, super proud of myself, and it was T rated. It was very tame.
Nice.
That was
That's
the
awesome.
Only time I published under my own name.
Sounds like mine, but I'm actually writing Hux a redemption arc. I'm like, you know what? I feel bad for you, sir.
Oh,
You get a redemption arc.
I like that.
We were just talking about that last night. I'm so upset with how that panned out. I was schooled on his role in The Last Jedi, so I was very happy about that. But like The Force Awakens to me, that's my favorite scene in all of The Force Awakens. It's so good. It's so powerful. It was not played for laughs. It's scary as all get out. And I just felt like the way he was treated after that was such a shame. Like it just, like now that's funny, but it wasn't funny before. But
I love Hope's description.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted looking for crazy.
It's like being at a Waffle House in Atlanta.
Yeah. Waffles After Dark. I think we could start a thing, Candace.
I do too. I think it's a thing. Where we're just.
I mean, not like a weird thing.
This
It's
is
kind of weird, but
Kind of.
Palpatine. That was the
Yalpatine.
point of
wait.
no return, Bray.
It needs to be something that you can make it so waffles after and then like a P, so it can be WAP.
Waffles after
Oh,
peonies. Peonies.
Sorry.
I'll think of something
waffles after
better.
Prosecco. There you go. Boom. You can have champagne flutes. You can do the whole thing. There you go.
Oh, Bucky.
I like that.
Hi.
I do too.
Concerned.
Love his face. He's a concerned boy.
Yeah.
He's worried about all of us.
Yeah.
He's like, these
He's
people
like,
need
what the fuck, man?
help.
Came here for the Star Wars. Paying for the
Yep.
What is the weirdest ship you guys seen in Star Wars? Like people ship.
Besides Yalpatine?
Okay, besides the one we made up tonight.
The weirdest canon shit we've seen?
Oh, canon, non-canon, like.
You know what? I bet you there's some Luke in that.
I like how
snow
everyone's
creature.
quiet. Like I know something, but I'm not gonna say it.
I bet you there is some Luke in that big snow creature, the one that he had to cut up for warmth.
The
I bet
Wampa?
you there's fanfic.
Tauntaun?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
the
bet you
Tauntaun,
there's
yeah.
Tauntaun Luke fanfic out there.
I think it was a phallus item from Last Jedi. I mean, gotta be something more than that milk.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
yeah.
have seen one.
So it does
Okay,
exist.
that's weirder than the weirdest thing I've seen. So
What do we wait? What?
Actually,
No.
the
Don't
weirdest
ask.
thing I've seen. The weirdest thing I've seen was Darth Maul and Jar Jar
well, there you
That
go.
is weird. Yeah.
and Reader.
Oh,
Plus
That made it-
reader.
or worse.
Well, I found out you can't type in weirdest Star Wars ships without getting actual spaceships.
I mean, not surprised there.
Yeah, Google.
There is a lot of
Snap.
spaceships in
Hey.
space.
Sexual tension between X-Wings and TIE fighters. It's there. No? Okay. That's
Probably between X-wings and Y-wings.
Or no, I would say B wings because B wings are always underrepresented. So I think that there's something going on between X wings and B wings. Sorry, I have to disagree with that one.
Well, the B in LGBT is completely underrepresented too. So I'm here for that. I'm here for that.
I'm here for some B-wings. Yes,
Where are the B wings and squadrons? Come on.
exactly.
I need to play that more.
Hey, we know.
I didn't even buy that game.
Oh, that's something I've seen. It's
Yes.
Lando
What?
and the Millennium Falcon after
Because he stole
L3.
Han's clothes.
got in there.
L3.
Yeah, L3 got in there.
Yeah, no, don't get me started there because that whole idea is like that scene is way too heartbreaking to ever make a joke out of what L3 says. Like I get viscerally upset when I hear the jokes being made about that. Like L3
Brian,
is
you really do need to adopt Tiernan because we were just having a whole conversation about L3, literally like before this podcast started.
yeah, I feel as though
It was really disturbing to me.
Yeah.
It was really devastating.
I think it was our third queer roundtable. I think I probably went on for about 72 hours about it. But yeah, like that ain't cool.
Hope that is the worst.
Yeah, the ones that I don't like are like the ones that are like Obi-Wan and Anakin because they're more like father and son. And
I don't like that.
I'm not a fanfic writer, but I could see the whole like them not
Don't
being father and
talk
son.
about fanfic.
I see.
I don't
why
think it was
people are
ever
into
framed as them being father and son. I always framed them as being like, "Hey, we're bros." No,
I thought they were bros. Yeah.
like
I mean, Anakin says
bros.
he raises him.
Yeah.
Like you're like a father to me, he says.
Yeah,
True.
Obi-Wan-
There's that
yeah.
whole mentor thing.
Yeah, he says this, but they don't act like it.
Oh, I think we
Anakin's just a
found
bad
Gus's
kid.
ship.
I'm not saying I'm into it. I'm saying that it's framed not that way.
I don't know. You explaining it way too well to not be into it.
I think they didn't do their job, so I'm like doing it for them. I guess.
Is there? I'm just thinking of weird ships that I don't know exist. But how about like Samuel L. Jackson and Yoda? They were
Oh,
around
no.
each other a lot.
Mace
I think they
Windu-
actually didn't like each other.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I'm gonna see. Let me
Yeah.
see.
Mace Windu
How
and Yoda.
I don't think
How about-
Yoda and Mace liked each other.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah, that's gross.
How about Tarkin and Obi-Wan?
Oh.
They knew each other when they were younger. They met again when they were older. They took very different paths. They both like adopted a far wrong leadership role in two very different like orders that were both equally wrong. They could see each other in a way that only those people who are like that into something could see.
I could see that.
Well, that's more realistic than weird, then, right?
Not if you put slippers on it.
All right, I love you guys, but I think I gotta.
Brian, you killed it.
Yeah.
On that note,
Thank you, everyone. I will see you later. I can find a way to get out of here. Yeah. No. Quick shout out to Gus' shirt representing the PR flag.
yes. Oh,
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, have fun.
especially today.
Yeah,
a lot of
let's get
people
some
are like,
legit
"We
representation
would
there, please.
like
Thank you.
To know, in the Hispanic vote, that was not us.
Yeah, it's
That was
exactly. That's one of those things that like I was saying when they were talking about it. It's just like, oh, the Latinos failed Trump. Like in Florida, I'm like, bro, one, Latinx, no, don't use that. We can't pronounce that. Latinas, please. That's one. And then two, It's just like we're a plethora of people, so you can't just group us together. So Puerto Ricans came through, and you look at the statistics. So blame the Cubans. I'm sorry, Cubans, but you failed by
No, I know what happened to Miami. My brain's broken.
Today has just been a day.
It's been a good thing.
It's been a great day.
Well, it was interesting because I was hooked to the news since election day, and then today I decided to sleep in. So I'm like, there's no way they're gonna announce it in the morning. And then like lots of people started texting me while I was sleeping, and it's just like, oh, I slept through the announcement. So I wasted 4 days of watching the news 24/7.
That was a very unhealthy choice that many of us made.
Yes.
I have basically watched the news every day since 5 years ago because I like got very into it during the campaign in 2016, and like I just haven't stopped. So it's been so fun to see everyone like thirsting after all these like hosts on CNN, and I'm like, I've been here for 5 years, catch up.
It's just been happy to see like Jake Tapper just like, I don't give a fudge anymore.
I love him. I met him 2 years ago, and he was so awesome. He really doesn't give a fuck.
Okay, guys, what's one thing you hope happens in the Star Wars holiday special? That's how we'll end it on a wholesome.
Reylo.
Okay, that's not very wholesome.
If I can't get Reylo, and I want Reylo, but if I can't get Reylo, I want Kylo to realize that the bad guys are bad, and to switch sides and fight alongside his parents. Because I'm assuming that with the time travel thing that it's people from all eras. So I'd like him to fight alongside his parents.
Yes.
And then Reylo.
I would like Rose to have more than 2 lines.
That's exactly what I was
also
thinking.
We're on the same note. I want her to have like a little mini arc at least.
Yes.
Because that would
be a character in a story. What a concept.
Yeah, exactly. And not like replaced by a buddy.
Or
yes.
Like a slug. Don't write Rose out in favor of a slug.
Or, Dominic Mahonigan as well.
We are not Beaumont fans in this household.
Or Jaina, even though like I like Jaina's character, but it's just like you just switched out Rose.
No, I want after those PR things, I want a Jana and Rose show so bad. Like they were so amazingly good together. That show would be so good.
They're
Canon Storm Pilot. I want Canon Storm Pilot. Or not Canon, but like I want it on screen.
I want Finpo.
You know what I mean. Finpo. Storm Pilot. I want it.
Be great.
Give it to me.
Connor, what do you want to see?
I'm fine with whatever's in this. I'm fine with it. I really don't. With Star Wars, ever since I was a kid, I never really had any like a checklist of what I wanted. I just kind of like went in with whatever the story presented, and if I liked it, I liked it. If I didn't, I didn't. For the vast majority of Star Wars content, I've pretty much liked, if not loved, all of it. There have been a few stories here and there, one of which I can generally agree with most of the fandom on, that I wasn't like huge on, especially with the 2 like big decisions. Y'all can guess what those are, but I'm just kind of like, I still enjoy the heck out of it. Yeah, whatever happens. So that's all. Yeah.
I think it would be cool to see if Yoda like happens to get a peek of Baby Yoda and be like, "That my kid."
Yeah.
Yeah, but why didn't you tell me?
Exactly. It's like, like Plan B I had.
Yaddle's in it. Is it? No, Yaddle's in the Skywalker's Legos game.
So maybe.
Where are we gonna see Palpatine like
Fun
Lego
fact:
with
Yaddle was a failed Yoda model.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
They had like done like a younger looking model for Yoda, and then George Lucas is like, nah, let's make a new Yoda from it.
Pick a wig on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. Yeah. Usually, like Maggie's and our plan was like 1 hour streams.
Oh my
Let's
god.
start at 8 p.m. of course, and do that. But yeah.
Oops.
People tell people how they can find you online. Brian, you start.
You can find me at B_sips pink milk, and you can watch us on Friday nights here on YouTube with our Pink Milk After Dark live streams
Just
with
adding things.
Em and Mark.
Sorry,
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Brian.
Jared, I love you.
But that is where you can find me.
Yeah.
It gets very gay after dark. That's all I'm saying.
Guess.
You can find me, Mo, and Nani at Pride of the Force on Twitter, and then we also have like our regular podcast on all the major podcasting platforms and on YouTube, and we have like regular episodes on Wednesdays. But now, because of obviously the Mandalorian, we're having our Mandalorian reaction and analysis review episodes that are also on all the major platforms for podcasts and YouTube on Mondays. So you can find us there.
Awesome.
I'm wow, losing my voice. I'm Maggie. You can find me at Maggie of the Town. I'm also on YouTube on Let's Talk About Star Wars. I have a new episode coming out tomorrow that I'll have to like get up and record and do that. And then I'm also on the Star Wars Friends podcast.
Hey, Connor.
So you can find me on Twitter at Depa Banana. You can find me on Instagram at ConmanJFO. You can find me on Facebook, admin in the Alliance of Star Wars Fanatics, a Star Wars Facebook group where our whole mission and philosophy is to discuss Star Wars positively, respectfully, and constructively. Something you don't really see in online and offline Star Wars fandom all that much, so we're kind of a bit of decent deal. You can also find me podcasting for the Nerd Academy podcast, specifically the Star Wars segment of the show called Knights of the Nerd Republic, where you can find us on pretty much all major platform and podcast platforms on the internet. So.
Bree?
Oh, great. So you can find me at Brie Asmodee with my really long last name. And then also thegeekywaffle.com, where I'm a co-host with Candace. Oh, this way. Candace. And and you can find our podcast on every major stream. You can find Candace at our Twitter at geeky_waffle. Oh, and I know I keep saying this, but we'll have a Discord group soon to invite everyone to.
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can find me at Arzumin on Twitter. You can also find me writing at thegeekywaffle.com, at beyondtheblastdoors.com, and at my own site, arzud2.com. And I also appear occasionally on the Geeky Waffle podcast, and I co-host Beyond the Blast Doors live every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube. So you can find me there as well.
And of course, we have to plug.
Yes.
Yes.
And apparently somebody is up right now liking a bunch of shitty tweets. So that's certain someone.
Who
So-
shall not be named.
Shall not be named.
Do not give them power, the name. But we're up to $11,218, which is amazing. Our goal is $15,000 by the end of the season. And our plan is to, once that certain actor or actress is on screen, we shall just, maybe when we have to talk about them, this just goes up a lot.
Yeah.
Or, the banner, just, that will just be up while we talk about her.
Hey, let me first, two things real quick. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it. It was been an absolute blast. And to all of you for the fundraiser, thank you. That went live right as we were doing a queer roundtable rewatch of Mandalorian season 1, where we had a few people of the trans experience there talking about their lens of which they watched the Mandalorian, and that meant a lot to all of us during that time. Obviously, that conversation changed the focus of our roundtables very much. So we appreciate all that you did. So thank you.
A lot like how we watch the show that is led by Pedro Pascal, who is an amazing ally, a man of color. He's a hero. He's awesome. He
He has a non-binary sibling.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can see him celebrating today.
Yep.
And you can see him. He actually comforted some fans a few days ago that were just like talking and being like, "I'm really worried. I'm really stressed out. I think on Tuesday." And he's like, "Just wait. We'll get through this. It's all right to be upset." He is an amazing man, and I feel so bad that this has tarnished even like a smidge of this show that obviously he loves, and so many amazing people have worked on.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna keep doing what we do, and honestly, the whole fandom and Star Wars creators, Star Wars actors have donated. So
Yeah, and shared and continue to be extremely supportive.
yeah, so this is just one ignorant person out of thousands, if not millions.
Willfully. Which is
Yeah.
the problem.
Willfully, yes.
Willfully ignorant.
Yeah.
Even after Pedro took the time to
Yes.
talk.
I mean, they follow James Woods, so let's just put it that way.
They follow all of the Gamergate people and
It's like-
Fandom Menace.
Same
But-
as
Couple
who
more of
burned
us.
the Rose dolls. Yay. Okay, but that's a whole nother thing. So,
So find fundraiser.
yes, fundraiser. There are more of us.
So many more of us.
There are
Yeah.
so many more of us. It is, I know Rise of Skywalker, meh, but the scene when all the ships come, that's
Yes.
enough.
Yeah.
They're
Good
just
thing.
people. They're just people.
They're just people. There are more of
Yep.
us.
There are more
Hope
of
will
us.
always survive in those who continue to fight.
And we
Yes.
will
Yep.
always fight for people. So,
Yep.
wow. Again, okay, I was really proud of myself because I hadn't cried during this. And now I'm like getting emotional.
Oh,
I've
Candace.
cried like 5 times today, guys. Oh,
I've cried so many times today.
That's
I
good. It
will
makes
tell
it
you-
authentic.
As a queer and very much queer in your face Star Wars podcast, I have seen people private message me and do all those things who are Star Wars fans, who are people that are bigger than what we sometimes think they are. They hear us, they see us, they are so supportive of people. It has fundamentally changed me as a human being. I didn't think any of this could possibly happen, but we were about to celebrate our first year, and I did not think it was going to go the way it did. But Star Wars sees us and they support us, and do not let the fandom menace, those people, dictate who all of us are, because the foundation of Star Wars is about hope, and those fans, the overwhelming majority of fans, believe in hope and believe in the morals and the lessons that are taught in our galaxy far, far away that we love very much. And speaking as a minority podcast who is very out and proud and in your face about being a minority podcast, the things that we have received is truly incredible. And so they are there, and it's awesome.
like George
So we
said,
thank all of you.
Star Wars is about love.
Yep.
Yep.
This is what it is. It's about family. It's about friends. It's about love. It's about fighting against evil. And we're going to use those lessons that we learned as kids that taught us. And we're going to fight.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Actually, I mean, look at the screen right now.
I know.
7 people, very different, all wonderful, all beautiful, all here supporting one another. We've all 7 different viewpoints of Star Wars, and look how we all came together, and it's awesome. And that's what this galaxy far,
Well,
far away
hey,
does.
because Alberto
Yeah,
left
Alberto.
us. Little
Yeah.
Love you, Alberto.
I'll represent him
We scared Alberto
for a
away.
minute. Yeah.
We did.
Happens a lot. But yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm really thankful that I got to spend part of this day with you guys.
Yeah.
And
Same.
especially the Star Wars fandom really helped me out this past few days when I was really panicked and really upset. We just played like Among Us and we talked about our feelings, and we were just we took a break from things, and I will be forever thankful for the friends that I have
Yeah.
created through this fandom. I
And
can't
you
wait for
people that
Celebration.
understand Among Us, good for you. Because my 11-year-old tried teaching me, because I saw all of it. I was like, hey, I think I want to play with these
I'll
people.
help
Can
you.
can you show me what this is? And he
It is
showed me. I'm like, I
awesome.
have no idea.
That
They will push
game,
you straight down.
that
I am
game is
OLD.
legitimately- That game has legitimately exposed my flaw of trusting people too quickly.
I will
not
say in about the
good.
probably hour and 15 minutes I've spent playing that game with my son, I'm like, you, my dear, beautiful soul, are only 11. What is...
Yeah, we played with MC's son and her husband, and her son knew things.
He
Oh.
schooled us. But Candace already never trusted me when we started playing.
You saw me get murdered, or you saw someone else murder someone, and then you voted for me.
It was Juju.
It was Juju. He murdered you, and I couldn't It couldn't.
And another time,
Sorry.
he murdered someone, which you saw, and then you voted for me instead.
I was the third. I was the third unofficial imposter.
We were best friends. We've been best friends for like
Love to
20
see it.
years, and now I'm like questioning everything.
No, you
Now
you
pretend
were
stuff.
saying I was the imposter way before that happened.
No. This
Yes.
is another day.
Yes,
This
you
is
were
a
because we
new
got an
day. This is
argument.
right at the beginning. I have trust issues now.
All I'm just saying is Orange is
Thank
pretty
you.
sus.
Oh, thank you. I will forever be sus. Hey guys, Orange is sus. Let's vote him out, which we did.
I don't think he
Orange
completed
rejected y'all.
any tasks. I
Yeah,
think
he
I
didn't
last saw him
complete
in
any
electrical and he vented.
Oh, I don't think he can fit into a vent.
Fair
No,
enough.
he's just
He's out
Fair
for
enough.
our luck now, guys.
Orange was rejected.
Yeah, blue got the deciding vote.
Yep,
Yeah.
Blue did it in a clutch. So yeah, so thank you all for officially our longest stream. I love you all.
Best.
And
It's so much.
This is-
We
this
went
is
like
good.
so
we
much.
were supposed to just talk about this episode, which is Arzu also Arzu is sus. And Arzu, thank you for being our emotional support Canadian through this time
Of
too.
course. That's
Yes.
why I'm
We
here.
were all
Thank
gonna
you.
marry her for a little while.
Mhm.
I'm a little disappointed that my bachelorette prospects never came to be.
I was
So-
waiting
I'm
because
sorry.
I have an adorable dog.
It's okay. Next time.
I said I
wait.
would be a sugar mommy, so
Yeah.
I mean,
We're
Nothing's
going-
changed in the last few days. I'm still available for the bachelorette experience. So,
Don't worry, my roommate works on the show.
there we go.
We'll set something up.
New season focused on getting Canadian citizenship.
Exactly.
That's the spin.
unfortunately this time I think the other party might be trying for that.
Exactly.
Even though they don't.
Exactly.
They
Kind of
don't
realize what Canada's about, but that's okay.
Nor do they understand like Puerto Rico and Alaska are part of America.
Puerto Rico for statehood.
Woo.
We can talk about that in a separate episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you all.
Thank you.
And the Force was with us today,
It truly was.
and it may the
Always.
Force be with you.
And also with
May
you.
the force
Yes,
be with you as well.
I was waiting for that, Connor.
Okay. And
Thank
I really hope
you.
Baby Yoda doesn't hack any of you.
Yes.
He's
Oh, yeah.
gonna.
I don't know, Brian. He's got an eye on you.
Yeah.
I'm doing that Zoom thing where I'm just gonna keep waving.